So, first of all, before we get to this Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 1 review, this isn't the whole fucking Volume 1. We're just gonna... We only did 5 episodes, for one. That is one thing, because we're gonna leave 4 episodes for the end. That way, it's even next time, and we're not, you know, putting ourselves through hell tonight, because we already spent, like, so long doing this. But for 2, we have limited time merch for the first time. Product placement. Odd occurrences. Red
hungry.
Nah, I'm just saying, limited time merch. You can only get this. You can only get this until August 1st. So, enjoy that. But yeah, I don't know how to fucking market shit. What do you expect from me?
I expect the fucking Stranger Things review out of you. That's what I expect.
Well, I mean, I feel like shit right now, personally. So
I got a fucking headache right now. Keep in mind, we started this at 7:30 my time, and it is currently
6:30 my time,
2:30 a.m. my time. So this took us 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, almost 7 hours.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we were originally going to do all 7 of part 1, so thank fucking God we didn't. Because the way they released this was fucking stupid. For some reason, part 1 is 7 episodes, and then part 2, which comes out next month, is fucking, it's only 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So, instead of that, we're trying to split it into a half and half type thing, so you're gonna get the first 5 episodes now, and then whenever part 2 comes out, you're gonna get the last 4 remaining episodes of season 4. But it has been a minute, Austin, since we talked about Stranger Things on the podcast. We covered the first 3 seasons, and now here we are, the brand new, just released today. It is
technically,
it came out May 29th. It's May 30th right now.
No, it came out on Friday.
Well, fuck it. We couldn't do it till now because of our fucking work schedules.
Oh, I understand that, but I'm just trying to not spread some misinformation.
Whatever. It's new. It just came out.
Yeah, I know. I do wanna say, when's the last? It was episode 30 was the last time we reviewed Stranger Things, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if I go back to when episode 30 was real quick, I'm just curious when that was exactly.
I feel like it was like November. I think it might have been December.
Well, let's see.
Alright, guys. What?
It was December 3rd. So therefore, it has been 5 months since we've watched Stranger Things.
Yep. And now season 4 is finally here. The final season, at least that's what everybody's saying.
I'm gonna be completely honest, Devon. Like, if this is the final season, so be it, because this is fucking draining. Honestly, like
the reason this is so draining, A, because we're used to only reviewing 1 episode per podcast episode, and we didn't binge 5 in a row, and B, this season they decided, hey, we're gonna make every single episode an hour and a half. Don't know why, but you know, fuck it, I guess.
I just don't see what they could do for a 5th season if they do it, man. Like,
I don't know. Whatever they're gonna do in the last episode is gonna be massive, because apparently the conclusion, the final episode, is supposed to be 2.5 hours. So
yeah,
I don't fucking know.
When you're as long as fucking Spider-Man No Way Home, man, like, come on.
But nevertheless, Stranger Things 4 is here, and we just got done watching the first 5 episodes. Man, it was fucking long. It was draining, but it was also very good.
It
I
was.
enjoyed it.
It was enjoyable.
So, we're not going to do our typical going in depth because we're going to be here for a fucking while if we do
God
that.
no. If we do that, keep in mind I have to go to work tomorrow at like 2. So it's already like 1 a.m. So we're already going to be here for a good bit talking about it. I can't be here for another 3 hours. All right. I need my mental state intact for tomorrow, let alone, you know. That's why I'm so glad we didn't do fucking all the way to 7, because Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. So, what we're gonna do for this review is kind of gonna be just an overview thing. We're not really gonna go super in depth because, like I said, we'll be here for a fucking while. So we're gonna talk a little bit about each episode. We're not gonna go super in depth, but we're just gonna give the overview, a few like important things that happen in each episode, and what we thought of each episode, and that pretty much will be it. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started with episode 1, which was titled The Hellfire Club. And this episode worked the same as the first episode in Season 2 and Season 3. It was just your typical kind of update episode where it showed where all the characters are at now, what they're doing, and all that good stuff.
And also adding in some new characters, of course, because...
Yeah. We got a couple new characters. We had a couple deaths.
Gruesome.
A lot of shit happened. A lot of fucking shit happened. So, like I said, the first episode was just once again reintroducing us to the characters, which, by the way, oh my fucking god, they look so old now. Like oh my...
To compare things, Max and Dustin did not change one fucking bit. So, when it comes to Lucas, who looks like a fucking unit, talking to Max like they're in a relationship, because of course that's what they were. It looks like something Jared Fogle-esque. Kinda. I'm just saying it does. It weirds me out a little bit because he looks like a fucking unit, and Max still looks like she's goddamn 12, and I don't know. It's just my fucking... I think my cancel segment has turned me into this fucking... Oh, Jesus, dude. It's fucking weird, is all I'm saying. It looks fucking weird.
And the thing was, we thought in Season 3 that they looked so much older. And keep in mind, that came out in 2019. This is... what, 3, almost 4 years after that?
Well, the thing is, half of this was like filmed during fucking 2020, right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even then, still was a lot of fucking growth.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just... Wow, man. They just look like adults now, besides a few of them, man.
Yeah. But the first episode showed us where everyone's at and where all their lives are at now. Like I said, we're not going to go super in depth. They introduce new characters. One important character they well, not important, but like the new characters they introduce are this cheerleader named Chrissy and this rocker looking guy that plays Dungeons and Dragons with Mike and Dustin. His name was fucking Eddie.
Yeah.
And there's also this nerdy guy named Fred that they add. And there's like, I forget the guy's name, but he's like the leader of the basketball team that Lucas is on.
Oh, we can't forget Jonathan's stoner friend.
Oh yeah,
well.
whatever. I don't remember what his name is, but
He is like the best comic relief we've had this season.
he's probably my favorite character so far this season.
I need to see who he's played by because I want to see more stuff by him. Uh,
But yeah, we see how 11 of them are in California, where they moved to at the end of season 3. We see what Mike and them are up to because now they're all in high school and they're slowly becoming adults and they're dealing with grown up and shit. Uh, and then we see that Hopper is still alive. He's captured in prison in Russia because he fucking blew up the machine at the end of season 3 and he survived, but he got captured. But then like some weird stuff starts to happen, and it happens to this Chrissy chick where she starts like hearing this clock and seeing clocks, and fucking she goes to get drugs from the Eddie guy, and they go to his trailer, and then some shit happens where this fucking, what do they call him, Vecna,
yeah.
this is the new villain. He's the main villain of season 4. He's like this Jeepers Creepers looking guy, kinda.
He's like a built version of the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, and basically his thing is like he'll start making people see clocks. I don't know why specifically one grandfather clock, but like he'll play mind games with certain characters, and he'll start saying like it's almost time, and then when he'll make them like see shit or take them into the upside down, which I don't even know. Is it the upside down at this point? I don't even know anymore because it is, but it's also like weird.
I don't know,
but,
honestly. It's like,
but like basically he kills. He tells the Chrissy chick, "Oh, it's time for you to join me," and then he kills her, and it scares Eddie, so he runs off, and then which leads into episode 2 where everyone's on the hunt for Eddie. I mean that's pretty much everything for episode 1. I liked it. It was I mean, we said this the past 2 fucking seasons. You know, it's a good way to bring us back to base and reintroduce us to all the characters and where they're at now and all that shit. To get us reinvested, and it's like, okay, here's what happened at the end of season 3. Here's all the characters, and here's where they are now. And now that we know that, it's time to tell this new story. So,
okay, so this guy's name is, I can't even pronounce this guy's name. Fuck. His last name is Franco. That's all I'm gonna say, because I can't, I'll send you his IMDb page, but that's about the best I could do. Because I can't pronounce that. Is it maybe Eduardo? Maybe? I don't want to be like, I don't want to be insensitive, man. I don't.
well, I enjoyed episode 1.
I did too.
Out of the hounds are going crazy, but fucking out of the first episode of season 2, season 3 to season 4, I would say this reintroduction episode definitely has the most drastic change in terms characters are at.
Oh fuck yeah, Jesus Christ, dude.
Like there's throughout these 5 episodes, there's so much fucking happening. And there is so many different perspectives. Like, we legit get perspective from every single
character.
Even the new ones.
And that's saying
even
something.
Even random side characters, too.
That's saying
like,
something, too.
Hell.
Because you know how many characters that were introduced in this fucking series by now. It's so much to handle anymore.
You know, the first season was only the 4 main kids. And then now here the fuck we are with this fucking like 87 characters that we gotta follow.
It's like,
But
it's like
yeah,
they
it's
wanted us.
Eduardo.
The thing is though, they do it good when they like focus on every character or whatever. It's not like jumping everywhere.
Mhm.
It is Eduardo, you said? Okay.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go. Oh shit! We'll go on to episode 2, which was called Vecna's Curse. So basically, where the Vecna thing comes from is in episode 1. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and Eddie gets like this demon-looking statue, and he puts it down. And he said Vecna lives or something, and so they decide to call it that because fuck it, why not? I guess. But so episode 2, like I said, everyone is chasing after Eddie. Everybody wants to know where he is because the leader of the basketball team finds out from the cops that they're looking for Eddie because they think Eddie murdered her. Even though the sheriff said, like, there's no sign of an attack, no sign of a struggle, so she wasn't, like, she was murdered, but there was no sign that she was murdered. It's like a weird thing. And so he calls in this specialist who's this military guy. But anyway.
There's so much, man.
So Eddie is on the run, basically. And then fucking Mike goes to California to see 11, and they reunite, and 11 lies to him and all this shit when she says she has it great when she's actually being bullied by this fucking one chick. I don't remember what her name was now.
Angela, I believe.
Yeah, Angela. And fucking Will is just being a fucking weirdo the whole fucking time. And fucking just standing there while everything's happening, not doing shit.
Which, I guess I should say this. My sister kept insinuating that, oh, Will's gay, he's gotta be gay. And then, of course, she looks it up, and apparently he is. So, there's that. I don't know why, but alright.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But
I don't know why they're giving him the character in the last fucking season, but, you know.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I guess.
I don't know.
If it's dumb, we'll definitely talk about it.
Oh, but yeah, I definitely will. Especially.
Fucking, so all this shit's going on in California, and Hawkins shit's going on with Dustin and Robin, Nancy, Steve, and Lucas and Max. All them are fucking finding where Eddie is and all this shit, trying to get all this info about what's going on. And then we have the whole Hopper thing where he's talking to this guard that's trying to break him out of prison, and fucking Will's mom gets a thing from Russia to call this number, so fucking we see Murray come back and they call the number, and then basically it tells him, oh well, like the guy tells him, oh, you give this guy $40,000 and you'll get Hopper back or whatever. And then so she goes to do that and fucking leaves town. And also fucking 11 had enough of being bullied, so she fucking cracked the fucking girl right in her face with a roller skate and gave her a fucking, what'd they say, it was a grade 2 concussion, I think.
Yeah, grade 2 concussion.
I don't know, how dangerous is a grade 2 concussion?
I don't know. I mean, I've gotten the concussion before, but I've never gotten the fucking grade 2 concussion. Holy shit! How the fuck does she look 12? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to go off, but like.
What?
Okay, so you remember how I was saying that Sadie Sink still looked fucking 12 in the show and shit?
Mm-hmm.
She's 20.
Jesus.
How the I couldn't, man. I couldn't. I'm sorry. But am I not wrong that she still looks fucking 12?
So I looked it up, and a stage 2 concussion is not really that dangerous at all. It just says it takes a little longer to heal than a regular
Well,
concussion.
let's see. What's the worst type of concussion?
From what I see, is stage 4.
Stage 4. And what does that do?
I gotta look it up again. Stage 4. Serious grade 3 to 4 concussions require refraining from sports for at least 2 to 4 weeks with a gradual return. The after effects of concussions are cumulative. Damage symptoms may be more severe and last longer with each subsequent injury. Therefore, more time should be allowed. Grade 4. I guess you have a grade 4 concussion if you lose consciousness for longer than a minute. Apparently, but then again, it's not really saying it's severe. You can still like get healed from it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just what Google says. If you really want to know, fucking ask a fucking doctor. Like, this is just what fucking Google
don't listen to the dumbasses watching Stranger Things. Listen to your doctor.
Yeah. But I mean, also in episode 2, I forgot. So Nancy and this Fred dude go to the trailer park where Chrissy was killed to try to ask Eddie's uncle, who owned the trailer that she died in, like, to ask him or whatever. Because I was telling us, I was like, man, like, how come, like, all this shit has happened to Nancy, and it's like every season always starts off with her trying to find some big story to report, which I don't understand, because it's like, with how much crazy she went, like, do you just not report that? I don't understand. Like, how is she always looking for a big story to report when she's been through fucking life-threatening situations, first-hand witness to deaths? Like, I don't understand why it's so hard to come up with a fucking, like, literally the whole last season, her whole character was that her and Jonathan were investigating because she was trying to find a big story because her job wouldn't take her seriously. And then all that crazy shit happened, and then she starts off this season, oh, well, Fred, we need to do this because I need to find a big story for this fucking paper so I can get into fucking college. Like, what? I didn't understand that. That kind of made me, I had question marks above my head. So I was like, why? Why is she just the same character again?
I don't think Nancy's that bright, honestly, in the show anymore. Like, she was smart in the first, like, 3 seasons, and now I just see, okay, she's more looks than fucking brains now, isn't she?
Anyway, so basically, like I said, what the killer does, the enemy, fucking, what's his name? Vecna. So what Vecna does is he shows the fucking clock, and then he gives characters, like, flashbacks of horrible stuff that happened in their past to make them feel guilty or whatever, and then eventually he kills them. So while they're there trying to interview Eddie's uncle, Fred hears the fucking clocks. He goes in the woods for some fucking reason, like a dumbass, goes in the fucking woods and then fucking gets himself fucking killed. And so that happens. So we had 2 deaths so far, 2 new characters gone like that. So I mean, that's pretty much all that happened for episode 2. And then,
yeah,
I mean, I thought it was good. Like I said, over these 5 episodes, just so much happened that if we were to go into detail, like, we would be here for so fucking long.
Dude, it feels like forever since we watched episode 2. That's how fucking shitty I'm feeling.
I know. Episode 2 was good. It started setting everything to go forward, and started showing us what the main enemy was going to do and shit. So then episode 3 was the monster and the superhero, which basically, like, 11 was all upset because she fucking bashed that girl's face in with a fucking roller skating gave her a concussion, which I don't. Okay, so she was upset with herself about it, and then fucking Mike is there trying to fucking talk to her, and then she's just not talking to him, and she's just mad because she doesn't have her powers anymore, and she feels like all she does is fucking hurt people.
I mean, to be
or
fair,
whatever.
she could do a pretty good damage without fucking her powers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've known a girl to fucking crack somebody's skull fucking open. What the fuck?
We forgot to mention one of the bigger character changes, because now fucking Jonathan is a fucking stoner.
Oh yeah, why?
He smokes a lot of weed now.
Why? We don't know, but you know what? It makes for good comedy.
Yeah, like there's one scene where they're driving in. I don't remember what his name is in the show, but Eduardo's fucking his pizza delivery van, and fucking 11, Mike, and Will are in the back seat, and they're all like traumatized, by what just happened, and then fucking Jonathan and Eduardo are in the fucking front, fucking baked out of their mind, laughing at how they're laughing at how the fucking roller skate wheel, they're like, oh, it could have been so much worse, and they started talking about like it could have been made out of fucking wood or metal, and they're just so high off
They
their
said
fucking
at least it
ass.
wasn't fucking ice skates.
Yeah. They're so high off their fucking ass. And then there's like one scene where they're all eating dinner at the table, and like Will's mom just like talks about how she has to go to Alaska for a business trip or whatever, and they have this whole conversation, and then Jonathan's just like, she's like, Jonathan, and he's like, what were you talking about? And he's just so fucking out of it, fucking baked out of his fucking mind. Oh man. But yeah, so Jonathan is a stoner now. I don't know why, but I guess they wanted to add something to his character, I guess. But, so fucking 11 ends up getting arrested. I mean, can you get arrested for giving someone a concussion? Is that like?
I mean,
if
I
you-
could be assault, I guess, but I don't.
Well, okay, so if you're getting picked on and bullied like that, to where she tripped 11 and fucking pushed her down and all this other shit, and then she fucking bashes you in the head with a fucking roller skate, like, I mean, would you really get arrested for that?
I mean, I personally think it's deserved because but I guess.
Okay, so if someone was bullying you like that, and you bashed their fucking head in with a roller skate, do you feel like you should be arrested, Austin?
I mean, no.
Also, when it's you, you shouldn't be arrested.
No,
That's what you're saying.
I was trying to explain that I feel like she shouldn't be arrested. That's what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to say that she should. Alright.
You said you feel like it's deserved.
Yeah, I feel like it's deserved from the fucking chick, not the guy, not fucking 11.
I thought you were saying she deserved to be arrested.
No.
And then you were trying to say that if it was you, you wouldn't deserve
No.
it. I was gonna say, goddamn, that's fucked up.
I mean, if you want me to say it like that, I will, but that's not what I was trying to say.
So you want to say it like that?
No, I'm not saying I want to say it like that. I'm just saying I don't fucking know, honestly. I mean,
All I'm saying is, yes, she did deserve it, but I'm assuming because of what her character was, she probably fucking cried about it to her parents and then got them to fucking do some kind of fucking lawsuit or some shit to get her arrested, I assume, is what it was. But anyway, 11 gets arrested, and then, she also is mad at Mike because fucking Mike, for whatever reason, just hasn't said I love you to her. I don't know why, but she gets mad about that.
honestly, after all the shit that her and Mike have been through, are you really worried about that?
She was.
Like, what the fuck?
But she gets arrested, and then Mike is all fucking distraught and shit. And then we see the return of, I think they said his name was Owens, but it was the guy we were calling Doc in the past couple seasons, but apparently his name is Owens. So we see him, and the fucking military guy I was talking about visits him and asks him where 11 is, because the military guy thinks it's 11 that's killing people for some fucking reason, because he's fucking off his fucking rocker. I don't know why, but he just assumes it's 11, all the other crazy shit that happened, which wasn't her, but he just assumes that it is, apparently. I don't fucking know. His character just comes fucking out of nowhere.
Yeah, like I don't they already had a big bad this season, man. They didn't have to have like a fucking minor league bad, man.
I don't know. But basically he fucking tells Owens he's looking for 11. So then Owens goes to find 11 to devise his plan. And while 11 is, because they had this scene where fucking 11 is being interviewed by the police, and then they're like, "Oh, were you trying to kill her?" And she was like, "I don't know." And they're like, "What do you mean you don't know?" And she was like, "No." And they're like, "No, you don't know," or "No." And she was like, "I don't know." Like, what do you mean I don't know? It's such a confusing fucking scene.
Oh man.
But yeah, so she gets sent to fucking juvie over it. Juvie over giving someone a concussion. Okay, I could maybe see, like, I don't know, assault charges or something, but I don't think you would get sent to juvie over that. I don't
think so. I mean, I think that you probably get a warning, honestly.
That or do some like fucking probation shit or something.
Yeah, like I don't think you'd be sent to juvie.
Do like, just send them straight to juvenile detention.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, she gets sent there, and then Mike is all like, "Oh, I promise I'll get you out of this. I'll fix things, whatever." And then as she's being taken there, the black sedans or whatever we've seen in the past couple seasons, they stop the fucking van, and then this lady gets out and tells them, "Oh, give us 11." And then we see Owens is there, and they fucking take her, and then he explains how, like, the military guy is after her because he thinks she is doing all the fucked up stuff that's going on in Hawkins, and he explains that all her friends and shit are in danger, and he needs her to help him because she's the only one that could save the world or whatever. And he says that apparently they were able to design a way to give her powers back, I guess. I don't really know how she even lost them in the first place, but
I think she remember how she lost them in the it was like the final fight of season 3, remember?
Yeah. I didn't think she like lost them like completely, like forever.
Yeah, she lost them completely.
Well, shit. Well, whatever. Nevertheless, he was like, "Oh, we designed this thing to give you your powers back and whatever." So then they go to do that. Fucking So Dustin and them end up finding Eddie and shit, and they keep him hidden and whatever. And he explains to them what he saw, and then they understand because all the shit they saw, and then they go to do more fucking investigating, and then fucking Max starts seeing the clock and shit, so now she's in fucking danger.
I still can't believe she's fucking 20, dude. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. But and then they show like more of Hopper being tortured in prison or whatever. They show like how he got there, because they show scenes of like them asking him who he works for or whatever, and then he just wasn't answering them. So then the whatever dictator guy, the fucking third wheel bad guy here, I don't fucking know anymore, he sends Hopper to the prison, and he was like, "Oh, I denied him the peace of death. That's why I'm sending him to hell." or whatever. And so, I mean, that was pretty much it for episode 3. Like, there wasn't any deaths in this episode, really.
No, there wasn't any deaths in episode 3, I don't think. I think there was in... Was there one in 4?
No, it was 5.
It was 5, yeah, 5, that's correct.
Well, speaking of episode 4 was called Dear Billy. So, in this episode,
the ending of this
a lot
episode.
of shit happened.
I'm gonna use
So,
that.
hmm?
I'm gonna use that fucking... make sure... I'm gonna try to fucking make these memes now.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about this episode? I covered the first 3.
Well, okay, so this episode starts off with Max being, like, terrified about the whole, like, clock fucking master thing. I just call him the clock master.
Jesus fucking Christ, the clock master. What, you might as well call him fucking Father Time.
But fucking the clock master.
Fucking TikTok.
She said 1, 2, hit the clock, tick. It's another song I could use.
You imagine that's how he reveals himself as the fucking main villain. He just comes out in the fucking MVP tunnel.
Oh my fucking god.
And you hear the fucking clock, and he says it's time, and all he hears, I'm coming.
Oh, this episode was filled with memes, as you can see.
Yeah.
But basically, the whole plot of the episode is fucking Robin and Nancy go and talk to fucking, what's his last name?
It was Victor something. I don't.
Victor something. It doesn't matter. All that matters is he was played by fucking Robert Englund of all people. So they talked to him about the fucking another dream demon or what the fuck ever, the fucking clock master.
Jesus Christ.
And basically they talk to him and find out stuff about the clock master, along with Steve, fucking Max, Lucas, and Dustin trying to take Max on this like last day farewell thing, while also trying to prevent her from dying and going into the fucking is it the upside down, or is it just like the fucking clock master's clock dimension or some shit? I
don't know what it is. It's weird because you can tell at certain points, like you're like, yeah, that's the episode. Like Max just runs and eventually just comes to this fucking area where all of a sudden it's like red, and it is like fucking Kane's Titantron from the 90s, and it's like I was like, huh, what the fuck is this? Is it like
it's like the boogeyman's. It's like the fucking boogeyman's gonna come out with his fucking worms and shit. The fiend's gonna come out and fucking animal. What's up?
You should make that some new merch. Make that some new merch. The right side left.
God damn it! I already made odd occurrences. I can't.
Instead of the upside down, the right side left.
So it's just the fucking left, right, and shit.
Oh Jesus! I don't know what it was, because they explain it as, oh, well, maybe Max went inside of his mind. I don't know how you go from the upside down into someone's mind. I don't know, because then you have the whole fucking we talked about for the past couple seasons where 11 goes into the fucking water world.
Where's the water world, man? You miss it.
I don't know. The upside down, the right side,
down,
left, whatever you want to call it, it must just all. I don't know. It's a weird fucking place. At first, because then the first couple seasons they make it like, oh, well, it's the regular world, but flipped upside down. That's why it's called the Upside Down. But then this season, it's like, well, it's the Upside Down, but with a little bit of red on it. Like, I don't understand what the fuck what's going on.
Like, we're confused, but this is still good. We're just a little bit confused because of what we've watched previously, and it's just a thing. So basically, Max is feeling all guilty. Her whole thing is feeling guilty about Billy's death from the last season, and so she finally goes to Billy's tombstone, and like is reading out her letter because she wrote multiple letters to multiple people, like everybody that she cared about, in case she did die. She didn't, of course, because they don't have the balls. I'm sorry, Netflix doesn't have the balls to do that.
Yeah, literally, when she was about to die, Austin he was like, they don't got the balls. They don't fucking got the balls to do it, and then they didn't do it. And Austin's like, I fucking knew it.
Like I knew, like they don't fucking like. I know Netflix, man. They'll put fucking Big Mouth and Cuties on their goddamn network, but they don't have the balls to kill off a main character from one of their only fucking good shows that they have. They don't. I'm sorry.
Did you see Netflix put out a fucking message to all their employees, and they're like, "Hey, if you don't like what Netflix puts out or what we're putting on our platform, then fuck you, quit Netflix." Did you see they did that?
I did not see that, but you know what? Honestly, Netflix, after Stranger Things ends, I'm only going to have you for like one show, so I might quit you, honestly, at least in my case. So.
It's like Stranger Things is the only good thing about Netflix.
It really is, honestly. I mean, they released Army of the Dead on Netflix last year, but it's like...
Wasn't Chucky TV series on there?
No. That was USA.
Oh.
No, they had Squid Game. I don't give a fuck about Squid Game. God damn it.
Bro, Squid Game fucking died. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, there's a season 2 apparently. I wonder how much hype that's gonna get. Probably nothing, honestly.
Well, whatever hype it had got fucking trumped by fucking Stranger Things.
Yeah, dude, fuck.
Dude, if you go on Netflix, anyone watching, if you go on Netflix, Stranger Things is all over their front page.
Yeah.
Like, all over their front page, man.
I do want to say, if I'm not going to use Netflix, I'm definitely going to buy Stranger Things, like all of them on DVD or Blu-ray.
Do they have it on Blu-ray?
Yeah, they do. That was Netflix's problem. They fucked up there because they didn't think nobody would like them no more. You fucked up, Netflix. You put all your good shows on DVD and Blu-ray. And the thing is with Netflix, I'm not trying to go on a tirade about Netflix, but like they sit there and put all this money in the new shows and shit, that big new shows, and they cancel them after one season. It's like, what the fuck?
Is the Halo TV series on Netflix?
Oh no, that's on Paramount.
Oh, because the Halo TV series is apparently really fucking bad.
Well, if you want to get to that next, like after Stranger Things, you could always do Halo.
It's really fucking bad. It's really, really fucking bad.
We could do Halo, we could do The Boys, we could do the Chucky TV series.
Awesome. The people who made the show never played the games.
Oh, God.
Yeah. The people who wrote the show never played the games. They were only told a brief paragraph about what Halo was about.
Oh, dear God. See, I probably know more about Halo, and I've never played the games.
For most of the show, Master Chief is unmasked, which he was never unmasked in the games. And throughout the first season, there's only like 2 fight scenes.
Alright, well, back to Stranger Things. We'll get to Halo another day, I think. But back to Stranger Things, fucking, Max actually goes into that, like, fucking upside down, right side left side right, fucking boogeyman's worm pit, Firefly Funhouse, fucking cane entrance, smoke
fucking
area.
hellfire and brimstone.
Like, so she goes into that, and the fucking Victa, or what the fuck ever, Clockmaster. Vecna, what the fuck? I don't give a shit, man. Like, yep.
Vecna.
Here's the thing, though. Like, at least the other like the other big bads had fucking normal names. You had fucking, I mean, they weren't normal, but they were like, you could pronounce them. They're like Demogorgon, Demodog, Mind Flayer, and you got Vecna. What the fuck is a Vecna? Sounds like a fucking disease. Like, sounds like an STD. Like, what the fuck? But
oh, we forgot to mention, because I was gonna say he's got vecnophobia, and I was thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, we didn't mention, not only is he obsessed with clocks, but for some reason he's fucking obsessed with spiders.
oh my
I don't
god,
know why. One of his things is he always shows, like, it has to be like a fetish, because it's like he always shows a shitload of spiders crawling out of a little tiny hole. Like, that has to be some kind of fucking fetish or something for him. Like why? The clock thing, it's like, okay, I get it, like, oh, it's time for you to die, whatever. What are the spiders for?
why?
Does he think it's fucking scary? It's spiders.
You know, I'm starting
Not
to
even
think
big spiders.
I'm starting to think the Clockmaster is just carrying cross. Honestly, where the fuck is Scarlet? Can we have? Like,
fucking, I don't know, man. Like, spiders. Like, the whole, every time I saw the fucking spiders, I just fucking thought of R-Truth, where he said he had acrophobia, and he said there better not be one spider on that ladder, or the grease gonna hit the pan. Like, why?
it's like in It when when fucking Pennywise turned into a spider. It's like, oh, all right, like spiders.
But they weren't even scary spiders. They were like the tiny fucking little spiders that you see in the corner. You just squish them. Like, that's not fucking scary. Like,
they weren't. They didn't even
like,
look poisonous.
Probably. Like, they like, would I want to see a bunch of spiders like that? No. But I'm not gonna be
like,
screaming. I just be like, oh shit, and just walk
if they
away
were
from
like
it.
if they were like Black Widows, okay. Like, hey, maybe you can get Scarlett Johansson if you want, if that was the case. But you know, like,
I don't fucking know.
Before she sues you,
this
of
villain
course.
is weird. This villain is weird. Like, he has an obsession with fucking injecting himself with his fucking tentacles, and he fucking, like, he loves, like, spiders coming out of holes and fucking grandfather clocks.
Yeah.
Where did they come up with this shit?
I'm starting to feel like the Duffer Brothers were on something when they made this fucking character.
Maybe they were on whatever fucking Jonathan and Eduardo were smoking.
Maybe they're on whatever fucking Tony Khan's on, man. Jesus.
Oh my fucking god.
Like, fuck.
Maybe they were pulling a fucking Chrissy when they were writing it. They say, hey, man, you got they were going to smoke weed. They say, you got anything stronger? And fucking wrote this fucking shit. Like, at least with the Mind Flare, like, the Mind Flare was just like this, almost like a wind that was deadly, but, like, this is just like a fucking, like, slimy Jeepers Creepers creature looking dude that's obsessed with spiders and grandfather clocks.
Yeah, Duffer Brothers, why are you on that Charlie Sheen?
Oh, also when he kills people, he makes them, like, he can't just kill them, he has to make them float up into the air like Pennywise.
Yeah, like, what the
then,
fuck? And then he snaps all their limbs,
break all their bones,
and then
like,
pop out their eyes. He makes their eyes explode out of their head.
But all he does, keep in mind, is he just fucking hovers his fucking hand over their face. He doesn't actually do anything to them.
Yeah, it's like, how does that fucking work?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Duffer Brothers, why the fuck were you on that Charlie Sheen when you wrote this, man? I know the pandemic was hard, but fuck. Jesus.
I
Like,
don't fucking know, man. This is the weirdest fucking villain I've ever seen. I'm curious what the fucking final fight's gonna be like. Like, what's he gonna do? Fucking throw a grandfather clock at him? Or is he gonna fucking unleash spiders? Like,
have we talked about fucking
if he can't do anything to him in the Upside Down, what's he gonna fucking do to him if he comes to the real world? Is he just gonna put his hand in front of their face and hope that all their bones break?
I don't know. But I just realized. Have we talked about Joyce and fucking Murray's side plot and shit at all?
So far, I only mentioned that they were going to Alaska to pay the ransom.
Okay.
That's
Okay, so Hopper's alive and he's breaking his foot and shit and getting hypothermia and shit.
He should have Vecna break his foot for him.
Oh my fucking god.
Just hover his hand over his fucking foot and it'll snap. Just snap like a fucking breadstick.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh man. Vecna's my new favorite character. Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Can he win?
What a silly villain.
Oh man. Fuck.
Like, I can't even take him seriously when he's fucking like, when he's hugging Max, it looks like he's hugging a 12-year-old girl and he's like, it's time.
Yeah, and
Like, what the fuck?
And when he hovers his hand over, he like his eyes roll back into his fucking head and shit too. Like he's fucking orgasming at the fucking thought. Like, what the fuck? Oh,
also,
God.
when he walks around, it sounds all like sloshy and wet. It sounds disgusting.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this character? What the fuck?
I don't know. He just came out of nowhere and just all of a sudden started killing people. Like, I'm sure they'll probably get more into what he is, but so far he's such a silly fucking villain. Like, out of all the wacky shit that's going on in this show, he is by far the most just the fuck thing in this show.
I'm gonna be completely honest. If they do something where fucking Vecna somehow kills 11, that's what kills 11 or something or some shit.
Yeah, he just flips her the middle finger and it snaps her neck or something.
or he fucking finally, like, he actually kills Hopper or some shit.
Yeah, he just fucking, like, imagine, like, because right now it's like a thing where if someone listens to that's also another thing. He gets defeated easily because the way Max defeats him is that she just listens to her favorite song, which, by the way, is the song is like, the song that defeats him is like, the song is like, you're running up that hill. Like, I don't like.
Like, they could have put any song in there. They could have put any song, which is part of my point why I'm going to be making memes of this. Because so they played her favorite song to snap her out of it, and fucking, I swear to God, if you put any song in there, it'll be fucking hilarious. Imagine, no, hang on. Let me give you some fucking aids for this, like the listening aids, like.
You want to give me AIDS?
Nah, that's not what I mean. Imagine, like, this is like a visual aid. I don't know. This is like a visual aid. Imagine her favorite song is this.
Oh my god.
Just imagine she's running to that.
Imagine that's how 11 dies. Fucking Vecna starts playing She Make It Clap while he's hitting the crank that and it snaps her neck. Imagine the way he kills 11 is he just fucking does a skirt on a honey bun with the ice cream cookie rings.
The final words of the show to 11 is like he's got 11 in his grasp and he's like, ice cream cookie rinse. Oh, fuck's sake. This is supposed to be serious.
No, but like, no matter what capacity you look at this villain, it's like he loves spiders, grandfather clocks, he sounds wet when he walks, he orgasms when he fucking goes after people, he's obsessed with time, he loves reading people's eyes out, that's another thing, he lifts people up in the air to break their bones, and he can be defeated by music. Like... Oh, and he kills people by waving his hand in front of their face.
Oh, imagine if he gets defeated. I want him to get defeated by this song.
Yeah. Oh, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. My bitch love do cocaine. I fuck a bitch, I forgot name. I can't vibe in the wetter rain.
Jesus fucking Christ, why? Why? Literally when Max was running away from him, we were just sitting there like, oh, what if Max was running away to this song and this song and this song? Like, you could edit so many different songs into that.
Oh man, it's actually like that's gonna be a meme. I'm gonna make that a meme, dude.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, well, they defeat. You
know what would be hilarious? If he fucking kills 11 and all you hear is fucking, I hate rap.
Oh. No. Oh god. Oh god. Imagine fucking that 70s guy Mike Awesome's theme starts playing.
Yeah, he just like, he hugs 11 and fucking orgasms and just says, be a man, Hulk.
Oh no. Imagine when 11, like, if 11 dies, they, for the credits, they play Hulkster in heaven.
Oh. Yeah, if the credits is... Hold on, for fucking... The credits of Stranger Things, you just fucking hear this. Why?
Imagine for like... Oh no. Imagine the fucking, like, final song of the show, like in the fucking, like, final moments, you just hear this.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, the credits is just Vecna fucking dancing wearing some fucking Gucci merch.
Oh god, you know what would be even worse?
What? Oh.
Oh, you know what? I can find something worse.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck right. Imagine, like, imagine 11 dies and the credits start rolling, you just hear fucking... Wednesday nights I get to stay all late. Watch Kenny Omega while I masturbate.
Oh god, fucking... fucking 11 dies and we hear this. Hang on.
Oh, fuck it. Not Yanny or
Oh, you know what? You know what? Just admit icing on the cake. Yeah, if it will load. Give me a second.
I know it 'cause I feel it too. But I need to hear the truth, yeah. Tell me what you want from me. Tell me what you want from me. Take me to the flesh, lay me on the ground. No more room to back down, time is running out.
Truth or dare.
You imagine they fucking 11 dies at 3 a.m. and you just hear fucking.
Alright, well, we were talking a little bit more, and fucking, and of course, fucking, the recording fucking stopped, so we have to redo a couple things. I just said the end of the episode 4, so the end of episode 4 was just fucking, they saved Max and shit, and basically that was the end of it, pretty much. And we go to 5, you could restart talking about 5. I'm sorry about that.
So, episode 5 was called The Nina Effect, and basically, like, Max is alright, and then fucking Hopper only has like a day before he's quote unquote supposed to escape, but he decides to escape anyway, and the way he escapes is he has another prisoner break his chains, and he beats the fuck out of a couple Russian guys in a shed, and then all the guards start coming in and he blows them the fuck up with dynamite, and then he gets on a conveniently placed snowmobile, rides off into the woods and avoids fucking a shitload of machine gun bullets, and then Will's mom and Murray, they get drugged by Yuri because Yuri tells the corrupt guard, hey, now that Hopper has escaped, the people you're working for are willing to give me more money for an escaped prisoner and extra hostages. So he exposed the guard for being corrupt, and so now the guard got the shit beat out of him, and now he's a prisoner. But Hopper's escape doesn't last that long because he goes to a town and goes in this fucking building, and then he starts opening these crates, and in one crate it's just filled with jeans. I don't know who fucking got the shipment of fucking Wrangler jeans in. They must like they're Wranglers out in Russia. I don't know. But fucking then he opens another crate and it's just filled with Jif peanut butter. I don't know if they got sponsored by Jif or what, but it's just an entire crate of Jif peanut butter, and fucking Hopper starts eating the peanut butter and he starts crying while he's eating the peanut butter. And then he goes to lay down eating his peanut butter like a fat ass, and and then next thing you know, like, the guards just know where I don't know how they knew exactly where he was so quick, but the guards come and re-arrest him. And, at the same time, after Owens tells Eleven his plan, fucking Mike, Will, and Jonathan are at Will's mom's house, and fucking the people that work with Owens come there, and they're basically saying, like, you guys have to stay here, but they don't want to stay there, they want to do something, and so they make a plan to leave, and they call Eduardo to use his fucking pizza delivery van to escape, and then fucking as they're about to do that, the fucking military comes in and starts killing the fucking agent guys, and the one agent guy saves them. This guy had the most fucking perfect shots with a fucking pistol I've ever seen. Like, I don't know how he had so much ammo in one pistol. Like, these army dudes were charging him with like M4s and ARs and shit, and he was just blasting them in one fucking shot. Like, he was getting headshot after headshot. And then he ended up getting shot, and then right at that time, fucking Eduardo showed up, and they get in his van with the injured guy, and they tell him to fucking drive, so he speeds off all scared. And then they try to to heal him, but he ends up dying. But before he dies, he tells him the way to contact Owens is to fucking call the number and talk to someone named Nina or something. And he gives him this pen, and then they don't really know what to do, so then they end up burying his body in the desert. And then they figure out that inside the pen was the phone number. And then at the same time, fucking what else was going on all at the same time? Well, the other guys they're still out looking for Eddie. He's still hiding out, and then Max draws where she was on paper because Austin pointed this out. Like every time something happens, they always get to draw it on paper in the show for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But Nancy somehow pieces the photos together, and it turns into fucking Victor's house. So then they realize, oh my god, we got to go to Victor's house. So they go to Victor's abandoned house, and they break and enter for I don't know, probably the 57th time in the show they've broken entered somewhere. Excuse me. But after Hopper gets captured, he starts talking about how all he does is hurt people in his life, and they give him this whole backstory of everything that's happened to him and why he is the way that he is, and he blames himself for everything. But then some strange stuff starts to go on at the prison, and then the guard is yeah, we're pretty much gonna die here unless we do something. And then fucking Will's mom and Murray end up getting free because apparently I don't know, they said the Yuri guy couldn't hear, I don't know, but they end up getting free. And then fucking, no joke, fucking Murray karate fights Yuri on a fucking plane with no one driving it, and they fucking crash. Yuri gets knocked out, and they crash the plane into the fucking middle of the fucking woods in the winter. I don't know how the fuck they're gonna survive that. So now I would assume they're in Russia. I don't know, but so then Mike and them try to call the number, and they realize, oh, it's a it's not calling someone, it's a computer. So then they're like, oh well, we need to find a hacker. So apparently they're gonna go all the way to whatever state it is to see Dustin's girlfriend to get her to do it, I guess. And so they're gonna go do that, and then on the other side of things, fucking Nancy and them go to Victor's house. Like I said, they break in, they're looking around, and weird shit starts happening with the lights, and they're following the lights around, and we see more fucking grandfather clocks and fucking spiders, because he has the fetish. And fucking then they fucking show the Upside Down, and they show Vecna fucking with all his tentacles in him. I don't know if he's supposed to be sleeping or what, but whatever Vecna is, they pretty much come up with the conclusion that, oh, he's in this house, but in the Upside Down, and this is what his safe haven or whatever, because when Max was in that area, it bothered him or whatever, and he was like, how did you even get here or whatever, and he wasn't comfortable with her being there. I don't fucking know. But I'm trying to remember what the fuck else happened after that.
Did you talk about 11 and shit?
Oh yeah, she goes to this place with Owens. It's like this underground base in the desert. Keep in mind, it's not very, discreet, because it's just a random door in the middle of the desert. But they go in there, and he tells her that she can get her powers back, and then it's revealed that Papa is still fucking alive somehow. I genuinely don't know how.
M. Night Shyamalan twist.
because last time we saw him alive was season 1. We saw him a little bit in season 2, I think, or was it season 3? No, I don't fucking. I think it was season 2, but he was only in like dream stuff. But now he's actually fucking survived somehow, and 11 is like terrified of him and she hates him, so she tries to escape and they drug her, and then she's in like this dream state where she's in the fucking Hawkins lab, and she keeps replaying the same scenario over and over, and Papa tells her to just listen and focus, and he's using this as a way to get her powers back, which, by the way, they shaved 11's head again. I don't know why that's necessary, but they shaved her head again. And excuse me. So she starts to get her powers back because she just randomly kills 3 guards, and Papa's just like, it's okay, it's cool. And then she has an option to escape, but she takes Papa's hand, and they walk down the hallway, and she's on the journey to get her powers back so she can save the world or whatever. Did I miss anything? How did this episode end again? My fucking mind is fucked.
Eddie.
Oh yeah, so basically I don't know what the guy's name is, but the leader of the basketball team, him and 2 other guys come to Reefer Rick's cabin or whatever, which is where Eddie was hiding out, and they find him, and he tries swimming. Well, he tries like going on a boat out in the lake, but then the captain of the team just starts swimming like fast as hell too. He's doing that fucking Usain Bolt fucking swim, and the fucking Michael Phelps swim, whichever it is. Man was hauling ass in that water, and then like the other dude behind him, I don't remember what he said his name was, but he saw the clock a couple times, and then he gets lifted out of the water and all his bones snapped, and then Eddie and the other dude are just like looking in awe at what just happened.
Damn.
Was that the ending?
Yeah, that was the ending.
Yeah, so that was episode 5, and there's your coverage of the first 5 episodes of Stranger Things 4.
Yeah, we got
a lot
4.
Fucking happened. It was long, it was draining, and we still got 4 episodes left.
And it'll be the end of Stranger Things.
This conclusion better be a damn good conclusion.
I'm
liking
it
so far, but
man, I really hope it doesn't go downhill.
I don't know, because obviously Vector to be like the final boss or whatever, but man, is he fucking silly as hell.
And they also got that thing
like,
where apparently Will is gay
like,
as well.
Like, as a villain, he's not even threatening. He's really not. Like, the Mind Flayer was threatening. The Demogorgon was fucking badass. The Demo Dogs were kind of weak, but they were cool because there was a shitload of them. And then you got Vector, who's just so fucking weird that you just want to laugh at him instead of being intimidated by him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for the conclusion and to hear fucking... Give me a second, let me get it. I'm waiting to hear this.
Oh my fucking god.
1, 2, you hear the clock ticking, tick tock, you about to stop living, tick tock.
Oh, come on.
I want you to remember me, tick tock, but the day
It's
don't end.
time.
I'm coming. Nobody can stop me, nobody can hold me, nobody can control me.
Christ.
Or. Give me a second. Oh, I can't find it. Never mind. I was gonna look up a cross clip. Carrying cross.
Oh,
Well,
that was Stranger Things 4 Part 1. Reviewed, fucking covered, and fucking Jesus Christ, I'm tired. I have a fucking headache. Oh, fucking hell.
oh man.
We will be back. Well, we're gonna get back to the podcast here in a second, but we'll be back with Stranger Things 4 Part 2 in July when that comes out.
July 1st.
That'll be what, at least I assume, will be the end of Stranger Things. The finale, the true ending, the ultimate conclusion.
Dear God, I fucking hope it is, because I can't take like another season being like 3 hours an episode and fucking like I can't.
Yeah. But that being said, thank you guys for listening to this review, and we're gonna get right back to the podcast. Alright. Oh my fucking God, we did it. The
7
crazy,
hours.
the crazy motherfuckers we are, we did it. We just got done watching 7.5 hours of Stranger Things. The first review, we did episodes 1 through 5, and this review, we're doing the second half of the series, season, episodes 6 through 9.
Half, I should say.
Yeah.
Our second half, we should say, because the first half of this season was technically 1 through 7.
Yeah.
Psychos, dude. Why the fuck would you do that?
I don't fucking know, man. There's probably people out there that fucking watched all that shit, like,
There
the
is.
whole season in one sitting.
One lives in my fucking house, Devon. My sister did it 3 times.
Jesus.
I can't, man. I fucking can't. Like, Jesus Christ, I am drained. Devon is drained. We're fucking tired.
Yeah.
Legit, pretty much my entire day off has been Stranger Things.
Same here.
Like,
This was longer than all the episodes we did in the first review, mostly due to the fact that the finale was 2.5 hours. Both of us are fucking drained. I have a fucking headache. I'm fucking tired.
the sad thing is, I can't say we didn't have a fun time, because we did have a fun time.
Yeah.
We always do with Stranger Things.
No, but should I save it for the end of the review? I'll
I
save
mean,
it for the end of the review.
what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna talk about how this isn't the end of the series like we thought it was.
Oh yeah, we can just talk about that now. We don't have to talk about it in the review because it's already well known by now. There's a season 5.
Yep, it's coming.
Why?
2024, Stranger Things 5. They're dubbing it the final season and the epic conclusion.
This was supposed to be the ultimate conclusion, motherfucker. It said it in the trailers.
Yep. Well,
We watched all the trailers, Devon.
that aged well.
I can't, honestly, I love the show. This season might have not been, this season might not have been up to par with some of the other seasons. Like, the best season that we think of so far is season 3. Because that was, we both agreed while watching this, season 3 has been the most enjoyable and fun to watch out of all the seasons. So, this might not have been the most enjoyable season to watch, mainly because of the fucking run times of the fucking episodes and the padding. But it was still a fun time. But the fact of the matter is, it's so draining, dude. It's this. I wanted this to be the conclusion, not because it's a bad show, because it didn't need another season.
Yeah. like so much happened. Like both parts honestly felt like a season in themselves. Honestly,
They felt like different fucking seasons.
so when we reviewed part 1, which was episodes 1 through 5, we discussed every episode, but we didn't go super into detail because that would take too fucking long. So we're not going to do that here either. We're just going to briefly cover every episode. We're probably going to go into detail about the finale, though, because Austin definitely has some things to say
Because
about the finale.
there's some things, man. It just doesn't. We only have 4 episodes this time, so it's not 5.
Thankfully.
Still longer. Like, Jesus Christ. Well, dude, I gotta be honest, I don't even fucking remember most of the first episode we watched. That's how long it's been. Oh no. What happened in the first episode we watched?
Oh god, I gotta remember, dude. There was so much Stranger Things. Oh my god.
I legit, I think I only really remember like 8 and no. I think I only remember like episode 7 and the final episode, really.
Hold on, let me see what the fucking episode was called. Jesus, okay. I mean, not second episode, the 6th episode. So, chapter 6 was called The Dive. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, fuck. So it recaps the ending of episode 5. Oh my god, I gotta sit up. And basically, Mike and them go to California or where the fuck to meet Susie, so that way they can hack in or something. And they go to the house, and it's like this house overrun with kids and shit. And then like they talk to Susie, and basically she gives them like coordinates to where 11 is, basically. And then we see fucking basically Murray and Will's mom tie up Yuri, and they're gonna leave him for dead unless he tells them how to get to the prison after the plane crash, of course. And he decides to help them, because why the fuck not? So then they start walking through the cold wilderness, and then fuck, so much happened. I'm so sorry. Like, so much. What's the sitch?
What's the sitch?
But so, oh Jesus. So basically they figure out, basically they have to, Dustin, and I'm just gonna say the gang, because dude, there's so many characters in the show, I can't sit here and name them individually every single time. I just can't anymore.
Like, most of the new characters besides Eduardo don't really have a fucking name.
Yeah. Oh, but we
just know him as like corrupt guard or like angsty fucking football bully. Like,
well, we found out that his name is Jason, I think. But
that's his name.
Oh, but we found out other main characters' names. We'll get to that.
We definitely found out.
So, basically, Dustin and the gang are trying to find Eddie, because Eddie had to flee after I guess the guy's name that died in the last episode was Patrick. And so now the jock guy, or Jason, whatever, he thinks that Eddie is like a Satanist cult leader, and he was using satanic powers to kill people. And so Eddie had to run and hide in a fucking cave, and then Dustin and the gang had to find him, and then their compass starts going all crazy when they find him. And then they put two and two together from the first season that, oh, if it's the compass would mess up from electromagnetic fields, so that means that there's a gate to the Upside Down nearby. And so they decide, we're going to go find the gate. And the gate ends up being in Lover's Lake for some reason. They explain later why the gates are where they are. But, so basically, Steve, Nancy, Robin, and Eddie go out on the lake while Dustin, Lucas, and Max stay on the shore. And then they dive underwater, and fucking Steve finds the gate, and he swims back up and tells him what he saw, and then fucking Vecna pulls him down into the fucking gate, and then he's in the Upside Down. And then we see Nancy go in after him, and then Robin, and then Eddie says fuck it and goes in there. Then they all end up in the Upside Down, and lo and behold, we get introduced to a new enemy type in this show. I don't know what their official name is. They're bats that have like a Demogorgon type head, but I just called them Vecnats because they're from Vecna. So they're basically bats with like a Demogorgon head, but I'm just calling them Vecnats.
Should it be Vecnats or should it be Vecbats?
I don't fucking know, man. At this point,
in the comments below, pick vote.
Fucking, so they start fighting them off, and then they basically realize, oh, basically like the gate they came through is guarded by the Vecnats or Vecbats or fucking vasectomy bats, whatever you want to call them. So they have to run away, and then they realize, oh shit, we're stuck in the Upside Down. Meanwhile, the police are sitting there talking to the town because the town's outraged that another person died, and they have this whole town hall meeting, and the police are just like, oh, well, we're gonna put out a curfew, and blah, blah, blah. And then Jason walks in, or fucking the jock guy, and he starts pulling some Ronda Rousey shit, spouting off these conspiracies about how Eddie is like a satanic cult leader, and that the Hellfire Club is a satanic cult, and whatever, and that he has satanic powers, and that's why he's been killing people, and blah 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 blah, and saying the police are lying, and saying that the town needs to go find Eddie and kill him and do something about it. And this basically, for lack of a better term, I told Austin this when it was happening, this pretty much turned into a Halloween Kills, Evil Dies Tonight scenario. Where we see this fucking neckbeard finding Bigfoot enthusiast looking guy get up, and he goes to walk out, and he's like, oh, what are y'all waiting for? You heard what he said. And then fucking everybody else starts walking out, and then the police are like, oh, if you're out past the curfew, you will be arrested, and whatever. But no one fucking listens. The police are the most ineffective people in this whole fucking show. But yet everyone depends on them for some reason, when they are the least effective thing. So then, I'm just all over the place here. I'm pretty sure that, basically, like, with Hopper and the corrupt guard, they never said what his name is. Basically, they're in this group of, like, 8 prisoners that they take into, like, the battle arena, and basically they take them to this dinner table that has all this food, and then Hopper figures out, oh, this is a last meal type situation, and then we're gonna have to fight whatever monster is in there. And then Hopper realizes that it's probably some shit from the Upside Down, most likely a Demogorgon. And so then he tells them, we're fucked, pretty much, and he starts drinking alcohol. And so then on the way back to the cell, he gets into a fight with the corrupt guard, and he used that as a ploy to get a lighter, and he also took the alcohol from the dinner table, so that way they can make fire, because he knows that the Demogorgon's weakness, or anything from the Upside Down's weakness, is fire for some reason. So yeah, and then I'm really trying to piece shit together here. So then after they get the coordinates, Mike and them are driving out in the middle of the desert trying to find wherever 11 is, and so they're doing that, and then oh Jesus, hold on, I'm trying to remember what happened. So basically, while Nancy and them went into the Upside Down, Dustin, Lucas, and Max got caught by the cops, and they all, for some reason, they all go to the Wheeler house. I don't know why, and then they're being interrogated by the police, and then Lucas and Dustin and Erica figure out that, like, they are trying to hypothesize why Vecna is killing people and whatever, and they're trying to make sense of where the gates are, and then they figure out that the gates are where every kill has happened. That's how Vecna is opening gates. So then fucking in the Upside Down, they realize, oh, we're gonna need weapons to fight this shit. So then they go to the Wheeler house because Nancy says she has a gun, so they go there, and then they realize, oh my god, we're back in time before she had a gun. And then they realize they can contact Dustin and them through fucking light or whatever, just like Will fucking did, and blah 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 blah. There's a lot of callbacks to fucking season 1 in this later part of the series. Season, sorry. And so then they communicate with them that way, and they figure out a way to get them out of the Upside Down through Eddie's trailer with a fucking cloth rope. And so they get out that way, and they're fucking out of the Upside Down, and then they try to plan what to do to take out Vecna. And then, oh Jesus.
Oh wait, are we on 7 now? I'm so lost.
No, we're not on 7 yet. We're still on 6. I'm trying to remember if anything else happened on 6.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't fucking remember, Austin. That was 7 hours ago. I don't fucking remember.
I know, but I'm pretty sure that they came back to the real world on 7.
I don't fucking care. Whatever.
Now I'm remembering 6 ended with Steve going into the Upside Down, and he was like a tease because they don't have the balls to kill off main characters. They really don't.
You'll
Fuck
see
your
that
body count.
later on too.
No, I'm just gonna say it now. Fuck your body count, goddamn Duffer Brothers. You do not have the fucking testicles
Oh my
to
god.
fucking kill off a main character. Why? People are saying, oh, the Duffer Brothers said the main character is gonna die. Duffer Brothers said the main character is gonna die. Fuck off. None of them did. Don't you even say anything, because I know you're gonna say something later. None of them fucking died. The fuck out of here.
So, yeah, what the fuck ever. That was pretty much episode 6. I don't really remember if anything else of importance happened in episode 6.
Most of the stuff that was important that happened in 7 after.
Yeah. So, episode 7 was called Papa.
It should have been called fucking Shyamalan. Fuck's sake, the ending. But you know, let's get to the other stuff before we get to the ending of that episode.
Well, the episode Papa was basically about 11 trying to get her powers back, pretty much. And there was all these fucking scenes and dreams and visions of 11 still in the fucking Hawkins lab trying to get her powers back.
I'm gonna say this, and this is speaking for both of us. We made fun of the water world the past 3 seasons. But oh my god, the visions are so much worse.
Yeah, thankfully we got to see the water world, but even then,
we did. It took forever.
Yeah, it took till the last episode. But,
it took to the 8th episode.
So, basically, most of this was 11 sitting there playing fucking Plinko to try to get her powers back. And then we see the nurse guy. We later find, well, I don't want to say it yet, but we later find out what his name
No,
is.
I'll explain who he is, but so we shouldn't even care about the other situations because we won't give a fuck about the other situations right now. We're just gonna with this episode we're just gonna talk about this fucking story because that's the only thing that fucking matters in this episode. If you want to see all the other fucking plot lines play out, by the way, Mike and Will and fucking Jonathan's plot line and their fucking plot line doesn't play out at all in this episode because they aren't fucking in it. So, but nonetheless, if you want to see those plot lines, watch it for yourself. It's an hour and 40 minutes if you really want to fucking watch it. That's how much they fucking padded.
Yeah, there was some definite padding out.
I'm mainly complaining because of the padding. I'm not complaining because it's bad. I'm just complaining because they shouldn't have had to fucking pad shit. Alright? Just because it took so long, like 3 years for the fucking season to come out, does not mean you have to make every fucking episode almost fucking 2 hours long and make it and pad it. Alright? It does not mean that. Jesus, Duffer Brothers. But nonetheless, nurse guy is telling Eleven, oh, well, Papa wants you to die. He doesn't. He sees your potential, and he doesn't want you. He wants to have control, and all this shit. So he's trying to help her escape. Then once he tells her how to escape and everything, he says, "I'm not going with you. We're all prisoners in this place, even me." And he shows a chip that he has in his neck. Yep. 11 decides, oh, I could help you, and she takes out the chip with her mind, with her powers. Keep in mind, this is a vision from, like a vision flashback thing. So she still doesn't have her powers yet, in actual, present time, but she has it in her vision flashback thingy. Alright? So, then we find out, because the nurse was talking about there was the number 1 and how number 1 is gone now. It turns out the male nurse is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And he kills all these fucking guards and everything. And he tells 11 to wait in the closet while he goes and deals with something. And it turns out he's a fucking homicidal maniac because he is the one that killed all the fucking children.
Yep.
Children legitimately exploded all their fucking brains. It wasn't just like the crack of the neck that he did with the fucking guards. It's just he actually exploded all their fucking brains.
Yep.
And then we find out this fucking Shyamalan twist. 11 finds out, sees what he's done, and Shyamalan twist everywhere. Turns out one is not only one, he's also Vecna.
Yep, and we find out that Vecna's real name is
fucking Henry.
Yep, Henry.
Henry.
Oh, Jesus.
That's like calling the alien from Alien fucking Bob.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Rest in peace, Bob. What the fuck? And we find out that one is Vecna. What the fuck? Yeah. Why?
So, if you remember in episode 5 or whatever it was, how they showed the whole, what the fuck was that guy's name? Victor or something? Whatever, the old guy
Victor.
that his family died or whatever. So basically we find out that one, aka Henry, aka Vecna, aka fucking the main villain, so if you remember the boy in the flashback, the son of Victor, he had powers like 11, and he is he got into, like, I don't even know what it was really, something to do with spiders, and he had like a fascination with spiders, and then like he started wanting to break away from the human world and blah 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 blah. So he ended up killing his entire family besides Victor, because he needed to blame it on him, so that way he wasn't part of the family no more. And so he turns out that the dad was set up by the son, and then basically he went from there to Hawkins' lab, and that's how he got there. We see how they get their numbers because Papa just tattoos it on them. I guess he's a tattoo artist. And then, like, he just gives his whole backstory of, like, being mistreated by Papa and all this shit, and how Papa tried to control him, and then, like, and then Eleven's like, oh, it's so you killed all these children, and blah 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 blah, and basically Vecna says that Papa created 11 to try to make a clone of 1 because he couldn't live with the fact that he couldn't control 1, so he wanted to try to make another 1 to control, basically. And then he was like, and Papa realized he couldn't control you either, and then he tried to get 11 to join him, and she said no, and then she gets her ass kicked, and then he goes to do the Vecna kill where he breaks the limbs and whatever, and then 11 overpowers him and fries him into the Upside Down, and then that's how he became Vecna, by getting banished to the Upside Down. And we find out that 11 was the one that originally opened the first gate to the Upside Down. That's how everything happened. So this entire show is her fault.
Another thing about the fucking tattoos, it's actually a funny thing that it's a tattoo, because people were getting tattoos of like the numbers on, like, the numbers and stuff and like all that shit from Stranger Things when the first part of season 4 came out, and the Duff Brothers are saying no, don't do that. Wanna know why? Because apparently it has something to do with the Holocaust. Because everything recently that we've watched has something to do with the Holocaust.
Jesus Christ.
It's just fucking great. So, great. But that was basically episode 7, because nothing really else mattered. Honestly.
Yeah. But, like, when, well, actually, no, that's in the last episode, never mind. The only other thing that really happened was that, actually, that might even been in episode 8, to be fair, so might as well just get to episode 8. So, episode 8 was, I'm sorry, episode 7 was called The Massacre at Hawkins' Lab. Episode 8 was called Papa. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up. So,
it's whatever, dude.
So, basically, episode 8, well, basically episode 7 was supposed to be like its own little finale thing, where fucking, Jesus Christ, it was supposed to be its own fucking finale thing where, oh god, wait, did the 11 breaking out thing happen in episode 7 or 8? I'm trying to remember.
That happened in 8.
Okay. Well, so 7 was its own finale because it was an hour and 40 minutes.
7 ended off with the reveal of Vecna being 1.
Yeah. So episode 8 is where Mike and them finally reach where 11 is, but the military guy was already there, about to storm, and basically, like, 11 wakes up after that. She's like, oh, I know the truth, and she decides she wants to leave because everyone in Hawkins is in danger. And then Papa's like, no, you can't, you're not ready yet. And then Owens is like, oh, if she wants to do it, she can. They get in an argument, and then so they're gonna do that, and then fucking Papa closes her in a room, and oh, she also shows that she has her powers back now. Papa closes her into a room, and they get into a heated argument where she calls him the monster and said that all he ever wanted was control of everyone and control of the powers, and all he ever did was hurt people, and he hurt Mama, he hurt One, he hurt 11, he hurt everyone, and he was obsessed with control and whatever. And then Papa starts crying, and then basically 11 uses her powers to rip the door open, and then Papa stabs her in the neck with a syringe, and then she turns around and almost kills him. She came really close to killing him, but then she passed out. And then, so then, Dustin and them are getting their whole plan together of how they're gonna go into the Upside Down and kill Vecna and all that shit, and they go to get weapons and shit at this weapons store. They steal, first of all, they realize that they need to go get weapons, but they need a car, so Eddie puts on a fucking Michael Myers mask and runs across the trailer park.
The same one that Max wore.
Yeah. And so they steal this random hick couple's Winnebago, and they hotwire it and then steal it, and they drive to this gun store. It was called, I don't even know what it was called, but fucking they go to the gun store and they're buying gasoline and guns and all this shit, and then they realize that the jock guy and his jock friends are also there buying weapons, and then the jock guy sees Nancy and starts talking to her and harassing her, and then they realize, oh shit, we gotta get out of here, and they hop in the Winnebago and leave, and then the jock guys are like, oh shit, I think they're in there, or blah 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 blah. Fucking hell. So basically after that, like, oh no, that's the ending of the episode. I won't get to that yet. But trying to remember what else happened.
That's how fried our brains are. We like don't even know what the end of the episode is anymore.
Oh yeah, so for the Hopper side of things, like Murray and Will's mom and Yuri get there and they sneak in like they're transporting prisoners, and then they hold the warden hostage, and like Hopper and the corrupt cop and the rest of the guys fight the Demogorgon, and Will's mom opens the door so that way Hopper and the corrupt guard can get to safety, and then they see the room where they were keeping the Demogorgon at and shit. It was like a little prison, and then after that, Will's mom and Hopper reunite. Oh, also Murray kicked fucking ass. He was whooping everyone's ass. Like, he took out so many guards with his karate.
Oh, we'll get to how fucking badass Murray is.
Yeah.
We'll get to how badass Murray is.
So then, after that, they reunite, and like Hopper can't believe it's real, and then they hug and embrace and happy days. And then they start looking around, and they there's like banging on this one door, and then the one guy's like, don't go in there, that's dangerous. And they go in there and they find out that the Russians have been experimenting on the Demogorgons and the demo dogs and creating their own and shit, all this fuck shit. And then they escape through this fucking hatch in the floor and crawl through the sewer to escape the prison. While the Demogorgon escapes and starts killing everyone in the prison. I'm trying to think of anything else big happened besides the ending. That was fine. I'm just getting to the ending. Fuck it. So the ending of episode 8 was basically the military guy gets to the base. They start storming it. They start shooting everyone. And basically Papa finds out what's going on, and he carries 11. He also puts a shock collar on her, but he carries her out of the base while the military guy is in there trying to find 11, and he tries to ask Owens where she is, and Owens won't tell her. And then Papa gets outside, and he gets shot by a sniper in a helicopter. But man keeps trudging on. He keeps walking. He's trying to get 11 out of there, and then he gets shot a couple more times. And then Papa like lays on the ground. 11 lays on the ground because she's not fully woken up yet from the drug. And then the sniper has his sights on 11, and then the Owens is like begging the military guy not to shoot her, and then he just says to shoot her, and then Owens starts yelling at him, calling him a son of a bitch. And then 11 starts using their powers and she makes the helicopter crash. At the same time, the fucking pizza fucking van shows up, and they do a fucking Doc Hudson drift across the desert. And then after the helicopter blows up, like 11 and Mike and all them reunite, and then like 11 sees Papa dying, and she talks to him, and like Papa basically said like, all I ever tried to do was protect you and do what's best for you and whatever. And he's like, I want you to know you're my family. And he was saying something else, and he was like, I want you to say you understand. Can you do that? And she just didn't say it. And he's like, can you say you understand? And then she like grabbed his hand, and she said, bye, Papa. And then she went with Mike and them, and as they're driving away, Papa dies. Finally. Even though he technically died in the first season, but whatever. So that's how episode 8 ends, with Papa dying. So then, finally, we get into the finale of season 4 of Stranger Things,
now,
For the Love of God.
I want to say right now, I am going to talk a little bit about this finale. I'm going to talk about the things I didn't like too much, or not didn't like don't understand about the finale. Alright? So, first we're going to talk about Murray and how badass he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, basically, in Hopper, Joyce, and Murray go to fucking try to help the kids with their plan, which we'll get to in a bit. I'm talking first, because this really just bugs me to the ends of the fucking earth.
Austin has a lot to say about this.
Because, okay, so they're trying to help by taking out the Demogorgons in the prison, so they break into the fucking prison, right?
Yep.
Now, tell me how Joyce and Hopper are having a hard time, and all Murray had to fucking do, even when there's 4 Demogorgons surrounding them, takes out a fucking flamethrower and kills all of them in one fucking... You're telling me that Murray, the side character that we got introduced to in season 2, has killed more Demogorgons than fucking 11. You're telling me we all relied on a little girl for 4 seasons to kill these fucking monsters when all you needed to do was grab flamethrowers?
Yep. That's it, Austin.
And you can't even make the excuse, well, they didn't have flamethrowers. They were using them in an upside down! Why the fuck did they just fucking nerf the Demogorgons? Like that?
Bro, they literally said the Demogorgons were just foot soldiers for the Mind Flayer.
This is bullshit, man! Those are the only fucking things that are fucking, iconic from this series. I see nobody talking about the fucking Mind Flayer, even though apparently it's the main big bad, and I damn sure am never gonna see anybody talk about fucking Vecna. Really? You're telling me the first thing you think of when you see Stranger Things, oh, I think of fucking Vecna. Fuck you. Alright? No. The Demogorgons are the main thing you think of when you think of Stranger Things. And they just fucking nerfed the fucking hell out of them. What the fuck?
Yep.
Honestly, fucking flamethrowers. Are you on benefits? Like, what the fuck? To kill one in season 1, it took 11 using the maxed out version of her fucking powers.
Yep.
But Murray just like, oh, flamethrower. Oh, they're all dead. For fuck's sake! Fuck's sake, dude. Honestly. Like... Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I'm already gonna, like, yell a little bit more, so you might as well get some other stuff to happen before I do that.
Well, so, like Austin said, a lot of shit happened in this finale. What was the last thing you said happened?
I was just talking about the whole thing, like, I was just mentioning the whole thing about Hopper, Joyce, and Murray breaking into the prison again.
Yeah, so there's also the thing about, like, they're trying to, Yuri and the fucking corrupt cop are trying to get Yuri's helicopter to work, and then we find out that Yuri was just bullshit, and then he had a spark plug to make it work the whole time, and the corrupt cop called him a coward and told him he used to be a hero, where's that hero now, and blah blah blah. So then fucking 11 of them are like, oh, we need to get to Hawkins, but it's over 2,000 miles away, we're not going to make it in time, so they go to the local pizza place, and I shit you not, Eduardo gives the cashier a blunt, so that way they can use the kitchen, and they literally take all the salt and the fries and dump it into a fucking tub that's just randomly in the kitchen, and they fucking let 11 get into it, and she goes, into the water world.
That was fucking hype, dude. We popped.
But all that was
I gotta
going
say,
on.
for the people who are saying fucking Eduardo should not come back for next season, actually go fuck yourself. He has been the fucking light of this season. Fuck your Eddie Munsons, alright? Fuck your goddamn Eddie Munsons.
Oh, Jesus.
Eduardo was the highlight of this fucking season. And I stand by that.
Jesus.
But go on.
So after that, well, while that was going on, fucking Nancy, Eddie, Robin, and Steve, and Dustin are all in the Upside Down, and Lucas and Erica are in the mansion because they went to Vecna's house, because I guess that's the best way to get to Vecna, or whatever. So then, after that...
Don't forget Max is at the mansion as well.
Yeah, Max and Lucas and Erica are there. Basically, they have different phases of the plan. Basically, Max is going to be the distraction for Vecna, while Nancy and them kill Vecna, basically. That's their plan, but it doesn't work out, because Dustin and Eddie fight the Vecnats, and fucking Robin, Steve, and Nancy go in the mansion. Oh, also... there's a scene where, to try to lure Vecna, I shit you not, Eddie starts shredding guitar and playing a Metallica song in the Upside Down. Literally, it was, what was the song?
I don't know.
You said it was something Sandman.
No, I said might as well be Enter Sandman.
Oh.
At least it'd be a good Metallica song. I don't like this Metallica song. I like Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I don't know what the fuck song this was. It was Metallica though, you could tell.
Yeah, so all that's going on, and then, like, Max thinks that, basically, she thinks that her plan is working, but Vecna's actually outsmarting her, and meanwhile, the jock guy finds out where they are, So he makes his way over there, and so much shit is going down. 11 tries to basically Vecna tries to fool Max by disguising himself as Lucas, and so then Max is in Vecna's world, and then 11 is trying to contact Max and help Max through the fucking water world, and then fucking in the other place in the Upside Down at Vecna's house, the other three are there, and they end up getting trapped by Vecna, and it looks like they're gonna die, but the Duffer Brothers don't have the balls to kill them, so they didn't die. And then fucking Eddie and Dustin are about to go back to the regular world, and Dustin gets there, and then Eddie decides, fuck it, I'm not running away this time, I'm gonna fight. And he gets on a bike and leads the Vecnats away, so that way they don't go to the real world, and they fucking chase his ass down and knock him off the bike, and then Eddie fights like a tornado of them. Dustin goes back into the Upside Down and fucking falls and breaks his leg. Then fucking Max tries to beat Vecna by going into a happy memory about when she the first time she kissed Lucas back in season 2, and then her memory turned into she was at the fucking high school or middle school dance by herself, and then Vecna was there, and Vecna was about to kill her, and then 11 showed up and started whooping Vecna's ass, and Vecna was like, oh, I can't believe it's you, but I'm glad you're here, and whatever, and they start fighting, and then fucking Max gets knocked out, and then Vecna sends 11 into the fucking Kane Titantron world, the right side left as we called it, and he like puts tentacles around 11 and says, I want you to watch, and then he puts tentacles around Max and is about to kill Max, and then 11 is like, Papa is dead, and then fucking Vecna looks at 11 and he's like, what? And then he like walks over to her, and she explains how Papa's dead, and how Papa was the real monster, and how Vecna's not a monster. Papa made him a monster, but that's not really who Vecna is, and Vecna can stop this and be normal again, and whatever. And then Vecna's pretty much like, fuck that, and Vecna is just like, starts saying shit about Papa and whatever, and he's like, oh, he tried to control me, he tried to control you, but he never could control us, and that's why at one point in time, I wanted you to join me. And he's like, but now, I don't need you. And Vecna, like, basically explains how when 11 sent him to the Upside Down, he started turning into a monster, and then he was walking around, and he saw the Demogorgons and whatever, and realized it was like a whole new world that he could conquer. And then he meets the Mind Flayer, and that's how he became the powerful god Vecna, because he teamed up with the Mind Flayer, or the Mind Flayer went inside of him, however the fuck it happened. So the Mind Flayer is still alive, even though it got defeated twice already. It's still alive. And basically the Mind Flayer looks like a spider, so he ties that into his whole thing about being fascinated with spiders. And then they try to explain the whole clock thing by saying like every time Vecna kills somebody, the clock like dings or whatever, and he has to kill 4 people to get 4 gates to open a big gate from the Upside Down to the real world, and it's just this whole fucking cockamamie explanation. They just throw so much shit at us, and it's so confusing to sit there and try to figure out. But Vecna explains how he became Vecna, and that he's more powerful than anything now, and then he starts to kill Max, and then he says after that he's gonna kill 11. He starts killing Max, and then like Mike starts like talking to 11. I shit you not, you could hear Mike in the Upside Down, and then Vecna like doesn't even bat an eye to it, and Mike is just like,
Vecna has got to be like one of the worst fucking villains. I'm sorry, like he's so fucking memeable. He was legit sitting there, had Max doing his little hand thing. And he just sat there while Mike's talking to 11. And I'm
Yep.
just like, dude, dude, if it was anybody fucking else, if it was anybody fucking else with a fucking main character, that person would have been fucking dead. But no, because it was Max, he had to sit there and wait. And you could see him in the it's not like you couldn't see him in the background, because they panned to a shot where you could fucking see him. You could see him just fucking standing there. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. So, Mike is telling 11, he's like, oh, 11, like, the whole season they've been building up how Mike hasn't said I love you. They also had a scene that we didn't talk about, where Will finally showed what was in that tube, and he showed like a painting that he made of him, Lucas, Dustin, and Mike all trying to take out the dragon on some D&D shit, and he explained how Mike is like the leader and how 11 needs Mike because he's the heart and he's what keeps her going, and saying like when they were apart, like 11 just couldn't live without Mike or whatever. And then Mike had this whole worry about like he worried eventually like 11 wasn't gonna need him anymore. And then so he finally tells 11 I love you, and he's like I've loved you since the moment I met you, and they start flashing back to season 1 where they first met and all this shit. And so basically oh Jesus, like Mike saying I love you to 11, he tells her to fight, and that gives her the strength, and he calls her a superhero, and 11 gets out of the tentacles, and then it cuts to black, and then when it comes back, Vecna is doing this really like cheesy, corny fucking fly back. It looks so terrible. And he like hits against a fucking wall or whatever, and 11's like pinning him up against it, and then we see like him release the grip of Nancy, Steve, and Robin, and then they throw a Molotov at Vecna that they find in the attic, and he catches on fire, and Vecna like tries to get up in the flames, and then they throw another Molotov at him, and then Nancy starts blasting him with the shotgun. And while that's going on, the fucking jock guy comes in the house, and he confronts Lucas, and Lucas tries to tell him what's going on, and he just doesn't believe it, and he points a gun at Lucas and threatens to kill him. And also one of the other jock guys fucking tackled the fuck out of Erica as well.
Fucking child abuse.
And so Lucas and the fucking jock guy get into a fight. Lucas is getting his ass whooped, and Max like is about to die or whatever. And then also like Austin already talked about it, Hopper was trying to get all the Demogorgons into one area so Murray could kill them, which we already talked about. So all that was going on at the same time, and it looked like everyone was going to lose. And
Let's
then
not forget Eddie as well.
Yeah, Eddie was also fighting the Vecnats, and he got his throat slit by one of the Vecnats. And then, after that, Vecna fucking flies out the window like when Busta Rhymes karate kicked Michael Myers out of the window in Halloween Resurrection.
Did you mention Max as well?
What do you mean?
Like how she got all her fucking limbs broken?
Oh yeah, she got her arms and legs broken.
Yeah. And then keep in mind, after fucking Vecna goes flying out the fucking window, she falls down, she's blind, all her limbs are fucked, she can't feel anything. And then keep in mind, the Duffer Brothers said that a main character was gonna die this season.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my main issue right here. Because this is my main issue. Alright. The season was fine. It wasn't the best season of Stranger Things. No. But I enjoyed the season. It's just I have problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the main problem with it I have is the Duffer Brothers pretty much fucking lied their ass off. And if you think I'm wrong, this is some bullshit right here. Max, quote unquote, dies. Her heart stops for 1 minute in Lucas's arms. But then 11, because she's still in the fucking water world, puts her hand on Max's chest in the water world, breathes, and thinks of good times she had with her. And I shit you not, I fucking shit you not, makes Max come back to life. That is a fucking cop-out. I am sorry. Bullshit.
Austin was furious.
Because they blatantly fucking lied. They're like, oh, a main character's gonna die this season. A main character's gonna die.
Well,
no!
Technically, she did die. Technically, Austin.
But not permanently. They were making it seem like it was permanent. Devon?
Well, the one person who was permanent was Eddie because he actually died.
But he's not a main character.
Well, people view him as a main character.
Introduced. He was just introduced.
Well,
just fucking introduced, dude.
Well, people say they want Eddie back in season 5, though, Austin.
He's not coming back. For all you fucking Eddie marks, he's not coming back.
So
fuck that character, man.
So basically, Vecna, I shit you not, they do a Halloween 1978. They do some Michael Myers shit where Vecna falls out the window and off the balcony to the ground, and he's laying there on fire, right? And then they come, I shit you not, they come down the stairs, and Vecna is gone. And he had left a print in the grass on some Michael Myers Halloween shit. I'm not even joking. It was exactly like it. How when Dr. Loomis looked over the balcony and saw Michael was gone, it was exactly like that, dude. I shit you not. Like, beat for beat, exactly like that.
It was so fucking alike it that it wasn't even, can't even be considered an homage. It's just a straight copy, dude.
So that happened. So then at first we thought Vecna died, but it turns out Vecna is still alive, I guess. I guess he's the one thing in the Upside Down that can't be killed with fire, apparently. I don't know. They made it seem, they basically said like Vecna is like the general for, basically the Mind Flayer is like the top dog of the Upside Down. And then like Vecna is like his right hand man, like his general. And then all the demo dogs and Vecnats and Demogorgons and all the other shit that we've seen, those are all the foot soldiers for the Mind Flayer. And they basically try to make it as they're the army of the Upside Down that's going to come to the real world and take over the real world and turn it into the Upside Down, pretty much. But yeah, so like you can see the Mind Flayer come out of Vecna because like the dust comes out of him and whatever. Also, we forgot to mention some fucking how the Russians had part of the Mind Flayer in a fucking tank. I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they captured a Demogorgon and strapped it to a table. I don't know. These Russians, man.
I don't know how they were fucking making Demogorgons. They were fucking making them in a lab.
I don't know, man. But after that, basically, it goes to like 2 days. Well, basically, when Max quote unquote dies, that completes the cycle that Vecna was doing. So then we see all the gates expand and they all like have a line going towards each other. It creates a big rift in Hawkins and they all meet at like the town hall or whatever into this one big gate. And then like everybody tries to say it's an earthquake or whatever. So then we go 2 days later and we're towards the end of the fucking finale, and Max is in the hospital and Lucas is there with her, and then fucking we see Jonathan and them finally get to Hawkins, and they see everyone is leaving Hawkins, and they drive through Hawkins and see all the damage, and then on the news they're talking about how it was an earthquake and how they were still looking for Eddie Munson, but he's believed to be dead. And then Um, we see the Wheelers like starting to get rid of stuff, and then Nancy. Oh, also I should mention this whole season they were building up Nancy and Steve getting back together. There's a lot of tension there.
It's so forced.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry.
on top of that, the Duffer Brothers and Stranger Things account and everything was sitting there saying, "Oh, do you want to see Nancy and Steve get back together, or would you rather see Jonathan stay with her?"
It was as forced as I don't even want to I don't want to compare it to this, but it's the only thing I could think of comparing it to, like the Twilight shit. Are you Team Jacob? Are you Team Edward? Like that's how fucking forced it was.
Oh,
I'm
we should talk
sorry.
about we should talk about how the title of this finale, like of all things they could have called it, they named this finale the Piggyback. Because I just checked what the name was. They called it the Piggyback. So after that, like Jonathan and them pull up, and then Nancy and Jonathan reunite, and like Mike and Will and Dustin and Mike's mom reunite, and then Mike's mom's like, "Oh, you're never going on vacation again. You're not going to college. You're staying here, and whatever." And then they all reunite and shit, and then after that, they all go to Eleven's house from season 2, like the old shack in the woods.
Oh goddamn, we've been going for an hour.
Yep. So they go to the house that was destroyed in season 3 by the physical, like meaty, greasy mind flare. So they start trying to clean the house up, and then like Eleven's just kind of being distant because she's never lost a battle before because she didn't kill Vecna, so she takes that as an L, no pun intended. So then like Will and Mike start talking, and so this is basically the setup for season 5. And I've seen this on Twitter. So basically, Mike and Will are talking about 11 and saying, "Oh, she'll kill Vecna eventually." And then like Will starts saying, "Oh, now that I'm back in Hawkins, I can feel Vecna," and he starts feeling his neck. And I shit you not, Austin was like, "Dude, give Will some character development. This has been his only fucking character." I feel him.
I feel bad for the fucking actor because every other character, even the characters got introduced in this fucking season have more character traits than fucking Will.
Yeah.
Yuri has more fucking character traits than goddamn Will. And he had less screen time.
Yep.
Like, oh my god. Please, give some fucking depth on his character. You know what? I can understand what fucking Tony's saying from what you've told me. Yeah, give him some fucking character, because if not, I'm gonna start calling him a pussy too. Goddamn.
Like, his whole character in season 4 was just that he cries and moans about everything, and how, like, he acts like everything's supposed to revolve around him and shit. So they're all there, and they're trying to rebuild the house and whatever. And so basically I mean, the Duffer Brothers and Stranger Things pretty much flat out said that season 5 is going to focus around Will. So we're going to get another Will-focused season, and it's going to take place specifically in Hawkins, and they said it's basically going to be like season 1.
You know, the thing is, the whole show, like, season might revolve around Will, but I still fucking doubt that they will give him any more depth.
What do you think's going to happen first, Austin? What do you think's going to happen first? Will getting character depth, or Steve finally finding someone to be with?
Steve finally needs someone to be with.
Steve got cucked again in this season.
I bet you Steve can find 5 fucking girlfriends before they would give Will any character depth. Dude.
So
at least Steve could probably use his hand.
Oh
if need fucking be. God damn.
So Jonathan and Nancy were rebuilding the outside, and they start talking about, like, Jonathan still kind of lied. He didn't tell her that he got accepted to a different college than she did. He said that he never got the acceptance letter, and they kind of talked about Steve, and you could tell that Nancy was still kind of unsure about what she was feeling about Steve. So it was kind of an awkward conversation. So I don't know if they're going to go more into that in season 5 or whatever, but
God, I hope not.
so then the last time we see Eduardo, he's fucking in the middle of the woods, like playing with flowers or something. And then Nancy's like, "What's with that guy?" And Jonathan's just like, "Oh, he's a little on the eccentric side." Basically, he was trying to like find mushrooms to fucking smoke, and
I don't think you smoke mushrooms, Devon.
or eat mushrooms, whatever. I don't fucking know. But so then one of the black sedans rolls up, and they're immediately like, "Oh God, it's a government," and so everyone starts freaking out. And then 11, I forgot to say, there's also a scene where they all go to the hospital and reunite with Lucas, and then 11 like touches Max's hand and says, "I'm sorry," and basically they say that they don't know if Max is gonna live or not, pretty much.
Fuck off, dude.
So the sedan rolls up, and then 11's sitting in the room. She starts playing Spin the Bottle with a Coke bottle, which, by the way, there was so much obvious fucking product placement for Coca-Cola in this season. Like, holy shit. Like, I know Coca-Cola owns everything, but god fucking damn. Like, oh my god, the product placement for Coca-Cola. But, so she plays Spin the Bottle, and then she goes into the water world to try to wake up Max, and it doesn't work. And 11 starts crying again, and then she comes back to the real world, and then she hears someone coming in the house, and she starts getting scared. And then the door opens, and Hopper walks in, and 11 can't believe it. She just starts breaking down and crying, and they embrace, and they talk about how Hopper lost a lot of weight, and how they both lost their hair and whatever. And then they hug, and then Hopper starts crying. It was pretty emotional. And then like 11 reunites with Will's mom, and then fucking like Mike and Hopper hug, and it's like this really wholesome part. And then after that, basically, like, Will feels the shit in the back of his neck, and they look and they see the thunder, and they all go into this open field, and basically they can see that the Upside Down is already starting to take over Hawkins. It starts like raining down that ashy stuff that's in the Upside Down, and then everybody else's dumbass thinks that it's just snow for some reason. So Hopper, Will's mom, 11, Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Nancy all walk into this field and stand next to each other, and then 11 walks more forward, and they stare at the damage and the thundercloud, and pretty much showing that Vecna's takeover of the real world has begun. And that's how season 4 ends, on a cliffhanger for season 5 to pick up on. And that was Stranger Things season 4, reviewed every episode. Oh my god, never again will I binge this much in one sitting.
Yeah,
Holy
we're not
fucking shit.
When season 5 comes out, it's gonna be one episode a week again, or every 2 weeks. I don't care. I don't care what the fuck you say. I'm not.
I'm genuinely scared that every episode is gonna be like 2 hours for season 5.
Like, the fact that the finale was almost the length of Spider-Man No Way Home. Legitimately.
The finale was pretty much a fucking film.
Yes.
Every episode was like the length of a fucking movie. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, oh my god, man. But I gotta say, before we wrap up this review, like, this season could have been so much shorter if A, they wouldn't have released it as 2 separate parts, because the reason they did that was because the Duffer Brothers thought that it would be an awesome idea to do it that way. They thought it was cool. And
It
also,
gave me a headache, dude.
me too. I have a really bad headache right now. I feel like my head is about to explode. That's how bad of a headache I have right now. But I want to say it could have been shorter because of that, but also the sheer amount of padding out, especially in the last few episodes. There was so much scenes that were added in for padding for no reason, just to add more time. Like, you could have cut half of those scenes out, and you could have had like 7 episodes, honestly, if they cut most of that shit out. That didn't need to be there. Like, there was so much times where they were just padding, or they would have scenes be longer than they should be for no reason, or whatever. Like, I know I might get hate for saying that because everyone dick sucks Stranger Things, and Stranger Things is the most amazing show ever made, and whatever. But honestly, especially... Oh, go ahead.
We do like the show, and I actually wanted to ask before we do end this, should we probably rank the seasons so far before season 5 comes out? We
Well,
should probably rank the seasons of how much fun we watch, like what we think are the best seasons and the worst.
oh, all right. Well, I guess we can do a ranking. I'm not making a tier list for this. I can't be bothered.
We weren't gonna do a tier list. I just wanted to like have this as our thoughts before we watch season 5 in 2 years.
Yep, 2024 is when it comes out.
Fuck's sake.
So, yeah.
That would mean the show would be going on for fucking 8 years before it fucking ends. You realize that?
Who knows, Austin? Maybe they'll add a season 6 for 2026
Shut
so
up.
they can go
Don't
10 years.
give them ideas.
Well,
Don't give them
speaking of ideas, Austin, I believe you told me that they're planning on doing spin-offs of Stranger Things. Am I
I'm not
right?
watching spin-offs. Yes, but I'm not watching them. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't fucking do it. Like, I enjoy this show too much to watch spin-offs. Because if I watch spin-offs, it's gonna make me tired of it. And all that shit. That's the thing with spin-offs. It's really hard for me to do spin-offs, because if I really like something, and I watch spin-offs, it's gonna bug the fucking shit out of me, because I'm just gonna watch the original fucking product. I wanna watch that instead. I'm not gonna wanna watch a fucking spin-off, especially when it has nothing to do with the goddamn main cast, because these spin-offs have apparently nothing to do with the fucking main cast.
So you want to get into our ranking?
Yes,
So what are we ranking these, like, worst to best, or what?
worst to best, like, enjoyment-wise, and how much we've liked the seasons. Like, you can do your ranking first,
Well, worst to best, I would say the worst. Honestly, I gotta be honest with you. I got to be honest. Even though I liked it and I loved it at some points, I have to put season 4 as the worst. I have
Really?
to, because the amount of padding and the amount of just dumb shit that didn't make any sense, the amount of just all this fucking information just coming at you all at once, like, so many characters that it's so difficult to keep track of everything that's going on. It being released in 2 parts and being so long just killed it for me, honestly. And all that for a fucking cliffhanger. That just didn't sit well with me. So, season 4 is going to be my worst. Well, would it be second worst or third best? I don't know.
It's however you take it.
So, third best, I would say, because I don't think any of the remaining ones are bad per se, but I gotta put season 2 as my third best. Because mainly because of that one episode where 11 meets her fucking number 8 or whatever, that episode just wasn't, it sucked. And then, like, I thought the rest of season 2 was good, but just I didn't enjoy it as much as the other 2. So, My second best is going to be season 1 because it introduced the whole world and everything. There's no experience quite like watching season 1 for the first time, not having watched the rest of the series. And you don't know what you're getting into, you don't know anything about it, and it's a really interesting experience seeing it all for the first time and meeting the characters for the first time and seeing the events unfold for the very first time. And they made the Demogorgon such a badass in it. I hate that they turned the Demogorgon into a fucking bitch in season 4, honestly, because they made it such a fucking badass, honestly, mascot of Stranger Things. Like, it's literally one of the main things you would see about Stranger Things is the Demogorgon. It's in Dead by Daylight. It's on, like, it was on all the Stranger Things posters. Like, every advertisement I would see for Stranger Things would have the Demogorgon. But not anymore. But I gotta put season 1 there. And especially, I really enjoyed the story of them trying to find Will and then finding Will at the end. I thought it was really well told. Also, I put season 2 lower because it pissed me off with the whole Will shit, because I felt like we already did that in season 1, and then it was just more focused on Will again, and I just don't really like Will that much. So then my favorite so far has been season 3. I felt like season 3, the first season obviously it was new. And then season 2 seemed like they were trying to really figure the characters out. And then season 3, I feel like, is where it finally hit what the show was supposed to be. All the characters finally hit what characters they were supposed to be. Everything just felt right about season 3. Everything was good. The villain was great. Billy / the Mind Flayer was really good, really entertaining. Like, turning people into pretty much zombies was fucking better than Vecna. Honestly, Vecna is my favorite villain only because of meme stuff, but when you compare him to the Mind Flayer, the Demogorgon, he kind of sucks ass, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, yeah, season 3, I love the 80s aesthetic of it. I like how the characters are in it. Like, that was the first time we finally saw character development for Eleven that wasn't just either being mute or fucking dealing with her trauma. Like, we finally got to see her become an actual character, and like we've seen the other characters grow and evolve as well. I thought it was really well done. I really enjoyed season 3 from start to end. It was probably the most entertaining season for me, honestly. So
Yeah.
Season 3 would be my best. Season 4 my worst. I'm not saying that season 4 was bad. I enjoyed season 4. But compared to the rest of the seasons, it just wasn't as good for me. And honestly, I think it was too long, and it was overhyped, to be honest. Like, the amount of hype for it, I just feel was kind of overdone.
I do feel it was overhyped, mainly because of how good season 3 was.
Yeah.
Probably.
That and the fact that we had to wait, like, 3, almost 4 years for the next season.
That's true.
So people were really, really anticipating, like, oh, what's going to happen after season 3? And we just got hit with this fucking long fucking season that ended on a cliffhanger, and then now we're going to get season 5. So I guess we'll have to redo the ranking whenever season 5 comes out and we watch that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did a ranking for when we finished season 3 as well. So that's why we're doing this now. But
so that's my ranking.
For my ranking, it's kind of hard because, like, I'm stuck because I think I'm gonna have to put season 2 as my worst. Only because, like, I do like season 2, and I do say, like, it's a good season because it is a good season, but it does have the problem of the, like, not, like, having the characters all figured out. It does have the problem of, like, the whole thing being about Will, that fucking episode that we hated. That's the only episode of Stranger Things we have legitimately hated.
Yep.
Keep in mind. Like, even though these episodes in here were fucking, like, long, we did not hate them.
And I get that episode was supposed to delve more into the character and the trauma of 11, but honestly, after that episode, none of that ever mattered again. We haven't seen 8 since then. We haven't seen none of that since then. None of that mattered. None of that mattered.
So-
She literally went there because of her trauma with Papa and shit. And then
Papa
this
wasn't
season,
even fucking dead.
Papa wasn't dead, and he was there, and he saved her. It was a waste of an episode. That whole episode was padding. You could cut that episode out of the Stranger Things franchise, and it wouldn't change anything.
I would beg to differ that has more padding because it's a whole episode of padding than fucking season 4. I would beg to differ. But even though this season had a lot of padding, I do gotta give season 2 credit though. It did introduce Billy, which is a great character, along with Max, also a great character. And it introduced good guy Steve. So those are 3 pros to that. But still, I gotta say, I didn't have as much fun watching season 2 as I did season 1 or season 3, or even season 4. Because season 4 I did have fun watching because of all the memes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, my third best, second worst, just make it a slash. Season 4, mainly because of the padding. Some of it just didn't make sense. Like, the pros, definitely Eduardo, like, best pro of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and people are saying that they don't.
Murray.
Yeah, people are saying they don't want him in season 5 because they said his comedy was awful. I'm like, bro, you complain about that of all things if in season 4.
No, fucking. I would say that Eddie's probably the worst character of season 4.
Oh, you're gonna piss a lot of people off saying that.
I don't care.
God.
I didn't like Eddie. I'm sorry.
I thought he was alright.
Like wasn't like. I don't hate him per se. I just didn't.
I just thought it was dumb that the whole season was kind of sort of centered around him. Like,
yeah,
everything was happening like around him and because of him and shit. I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like maybe it's just because of a little bit of bias, but I feel like that spot could have went to Eduardo a little bit, like put more spotlight on him. But that's just my thing. But I didn't like the whole Nancy and Steve thing. Like, we've built so much up with Jonathan and Nancy. Why are we ruining it now? Like, well, that's
honestly,
I don't see the point in that.
You know what they could have did for season 4 instead of centering it around Eddie, they really honestly, because they kind of did in the later episodes anyway. Like, they really could have just like centered it. They could have centered season 4 around Vecna, 11, and Max. Those are the 3 people they could have centered it around. Honestly,
Yeah,
those are like
that's
the
who
3
they
most
could have
important
centered around.
characters anyway.
that would have made the season a little better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that, so I have to put that as third. My second and first are going to be the same as yours, because I loved the first season. It made me fall in love with the series, obviously, back when I watched it in like 2018. Jeez, I watched it like a couple years after it came out, keep in mind. But I had fun watching it alone, watching it with you, had fun the entire way. And I would have to say season 3 was the most fun I've had watching. It's definitely my number one. It figured out Billy's character, it figured out Max's character. It had all the characters figured out. The aesthetic was great. The relationships were great. There wasn't too many fucking relationships. There was like 3 at the max. Like, now in season 4, there's like 50. Like, but like, it had a perfect balance of everything. It had great storytelling. The kills weren't overbearing, and
Bro, the Vecna kills are so fucking overdone. They were so overdone.
They were. The CG on the Vecna kills was terrible. You gotta be completely honest. It wasn't that great.
Oh man.
Like they were playing all the kills at a montage in this season.
Oh
And
yeah.
you saw Bob's death, which looked like very convincing and really good.
Yeah.
You saw fucking goddamn Billy's death, which looked really fucking good and convincing. And you saw all the deaths that looked convincing, and then you sit there and you look at goddamn the deaths that because they played three of the Vecna deaths after that, and you could tell the fucking difference.
Yeah.
Like the Vecna deaths, yeah, they looked brutal, but they were also heavily CGI'd, and you could tell. Like that's not what I love Stranger Things for. That's not why I want to watch. Because they made the deaths look actually fucking real, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could actually fucking happen. But season 3 was definitely the best season out of everything. Like, if somebody had told me what the best season of Stranger Things was, right now, it's definitely going to be season 3. I would tell them to watch season 3 because that is the best season of Stranger Things.
So, now that you've done your ranking, I got an interesting question to ask you. So, when we started watching from season 1 all the way till now with season 4, for me, all these were a first time watch. Every single season we watched was a first time experience for me. But because you had already seen the first 3 seasons, I wanted to ask, now that we're here on season 4, which season for you was the best to rewatch?
Best to rewatch, season 3. Best to rewatch would be season 3.
Was there ever
Just
any?
because,
Oh, go ahead.
well, it's mainly just because I really enjoyed season 3 when I first watched it, and then when I watched it again for a second time with you, it was really fucking fun.
So, throughout the first 3 seasons when you rewatched it, was there ever any times during any of those seasons where you're like, fuck, why am I watching this again?
Definitely that fucking episode in season 2. I actually fucking hate that episode so much.
So,
Yeah, I'm not the only
okay.
one. Even my sister, who is a fucking die-hard Stranger Things fan, hates that episode.
Yeah.
Like,
So, would season 4 ever be one that you would rewatch?
well, it depends on the situation, really. Because if it's like something where, rewatching it just to rewatch it, no. Because I wouldn't do that with any of these besides season 3 or season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes to somebody, if I'm watching it with somebody, yes. Like if it were to be something where I have a significant other or a family member, and they wanted to watch the whole thing, Stranger Things with me or whatever, something like that, then yes, because that's what I did with you. Necessarily, I didn't really want to watch Stranger Things 2, season 2 again, because it wasn't the greatest season. I didn't really, enjoy it that much.
Uh-huh.
But I did it because I wanted to watch it with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it's under that circumstances, yes. But under the circumstance of rewatching it just to do it, in my free time, no.
So, now that we're here at the end of this, Austin was telling me that for season 5, apparently they're going to have a time jump from what you told me.
I didn't read the whole entire thing. I need to. There's a whole thread of what we know about Stranger Things 5. Let me fucking read it.
Oh, I just feel like I feel like season 5 is gonna, because it's the conclusion It better be the fucking conclusion. I feel like it's gonna be longer than season 4. I feel like season 5 is gonna be the first one that's gonna be 10 episodes.
Let me look up the fucking. I gotta look at the person's name. Because I can't find the fucking people. Fuck's sake, I don't. I swear it was on here. Oh, here we go. Here's the person. Now let me see. God damn it.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, man, like. I'm trying to find the fucking thread. Everything we know about. Okay, here it is. Season 5 is confirmed to be the last season of the show. We'll see about that. Will's actor has confirmed Will will be the main and huge part of Season 5. The Duffers say that the finale episode will be at least 2 hours long. The Duffers have said that the groups are going to be similar to Season 1 so that it wraps up right together. The Duffers have confirmed we will find out why the Upside Down is frozen in time on the day Will Byers went missing, and that it is an extremely big part of Season 5. The Duffers confirmed it is only in Hawkins for the final season. Sadie Sink has said she does not know if Max will be returning for Season 5. That's cap. with how they fucking ended it, that's fucking cap. Time jump has been confirmed for the first 2 episodes of Season 5. Or after the first 2 episodes of Season 5. Oh god, there's so much shit. Oh, like, this person's not even done. Devon Harbour said in an interview he assumes for Season 5 to come out in late 2024, and that filming most likely won't start until next year.
Jesus.
The Duffers have confirmed Season 5 writing will begin in August, but there is already a Season 5 plot line already created in COVID time. The Duffers have said... Wait, go on.
I was gonna say, damn, they've been fucking planning this shit.
Yeah. The Duffers have said that they already know what's going to happen in the last 30 minutes of the Season 5 finale. Season 5 will be shorter than Season 4.
Oh, thank God.
It has been confirmed that there is a reason why Will was taken in the first place. The Duffers said that Season 5 will go straight into action and the characters will know what they're really fighting for. The Duffers have confirmed that there will be no cliffhangers from Season 5 and we will know who is with who couple-wise. And that is the end. Oh, wait. There might be more. Hang on. Nope, there's not. Okay, that is it. Fuck. That is all we know.
Jesus. Well,
credit to L's Rainbow Room or Love Like Max on Twitter. Start at. Yo.
Well, just to give you an idea of how many couples they have now, I'll name all the ones off that we got in Season 4. So we have Eleven and Mike still. We have Lucas and Max still. We have Dustin and Susie still. We have at the end we have Robin and this chick that she was in band class with are starting their relationship or whatever. Jonathan and Nancy. We finally see Will's mom and Hopper in a relationship. So that's another new one. So hold on, there's 11 and Mike, Lucas and Max, Jonathan and Nancy, Robin and the one chick, Hopper and Will's mom. I was gonna say Nancy and Steve, but it didn't happen. The Eduardo chick, guy, and this one chick that was the babysitter, they kinda were flirting with each other. Like, I don't know, it was weird. So it was weird. Trying to think if there's any other ones. I'm sure in season 5, Steve's probably gonna get in a relationship at some point. He's like the only person that doesn't fucking have one,
Well,
honestly.
Will doesn't have one, but Will doesn't have a character either. So,
The only thing Will has is a fucking bowl cut.
and of course, like everybody was trying to speculate. Will's gonna be a part of, the.
Oh, my, not the AJ Styles clip. For fuck's
But
sake.
I had to play it, but what happened? Nothing. So I have yet to see it. If it does, who gives a fuck? I mean, it's whatever. But like, they don't give him character anyway, so
Yeah. I saw everybody saying they're like, oh, Will is gay, and then like I saw people saying they're like, oh, like Will has like feelings for Mike or whatever. I was just like, I mean, it kind of looks hinted at, but it was never really fully like said or shown really. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm sure the
community
is in an uproar. But
Jesus Christ.
that clip is amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of relationships. I hope to God they're not going to add any more new characters that we got to try to keep track of, because at this point, dude, we got Mike, Will, Dustin, Lucas, Max, 11, Hopper, Will's mom, Murray, Robin, Steve. I'm guessing the Eduardo guy is going to come back. Fucking, on top of that, like, Mike's mom, I'm sure is probably still going to be a part of it. Fucking Erica, fucking goddamn. Wait, hold on. I just thought of something. I just didn't even think about this when we were talking about season 4. What happened to the military guy?
I have no clue.
He wasn't in the finale. He just got left in the desert.
Maybe he was staring at 11's.
Oh my god.
I had to bring that back because she has those now. That's how fucking old these characters are. They are fully fucking developed.
So, yeah, we got a lot of fucking characters already. Not to mention the new ones they added this season, but also we forgot to mention that the jock guy, the other main villain, he died when the gates opened because it cut him in half. So he's dead, by the way. But yeah, there's so many characters to keep track of now. I hope they don't add any more new ones, because this season can be summed up as all over the fucking place. All fucking over the place. But, yeah. I guess I don't really know what else to say now.
Jesus.
Season 4 was good. At some points it was great. Most of the time it was kind of a mess. And there's just way too much going on to comprehend. Like, it was like they just kept going and going and going and going and going, and so much kept happening. Like, they didn't give you a moment to just slow down and be like, whoa, 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 hold on a second. Let me just try to comprehend what's going on here. It was just like scene to scene to scene to scene to scene and back and forth with so many characters. You're just like, hold on. Hold the fuck on. Like, Jesus Christ. But, the one thing that we got from Season 4... Well, the two things that we got from Season 4 that I enjoyed the most was the Eduardo character and Vecna as a meme.
I do gotta say, the Eduardo character, I don't even think that's his name in the show.
I don't know.
That's his fucking real name, so we're straight up using his fucking shoot name, because we don't fucking know his name in the show.
Yeah. I don't know what his actual name was in the show. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention also, they said what Papa's real name was. They said his real name was Martin. So we got Martin, we got fucking Henry. Like, don't tell me in season 5 we're gonna find out that the Mind Flayer has a real name like fucking Timmy or something like that. Or fucking some stupid name like fucking Harold. Or fucking some shit like that. Or like, it's like, oh, the Mind Flayer's true identity is fucking Bartholomew. Like, Jesus Christ, man. But
The
yeah,
Mind
that.
Flayer,
Okay.
aka Eugene.
Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ. So that was your review of Stranger Things, season 4, the second half of season 4. And now we're done with Stranger Things, and we're going to be done with Stranger Things for another 2 years until season 5 comes out. So it's going to be a while before you see Stranger Things again.
We might do another show, we might not. We might just stick to the fucking wrestling reviews. Who fucking knows? We're gonna need something after fucking like SummerSlam because
Well,
I'm gonna get tired of these.
We got a lot of WCW to watch, Austin, don't forget.
I know, but we're gonna have. You realize we're gonna get tired of wrestling reviews again eventually.
I don't know, man.
Like
I don't know.
we're probably gonna have to take a break from wrestling reviews at some point.
Well, speaking of taking a break, I would like to end this because we've been talking Stranger Things and watching Stranger Things for like 8-9 hours now. So
probably 9 hours by now.
Yeah.
So
let's fucking end this. That was Stranger Things season 4, everyone. Fucking hell, it was long as fuck, and never again will I binge something like that. Fuck that. I don't know why Netflix has their whole thing set up. Like, that's their business model, is they want... Basically, that's why they release shows like that, like how they released The Boys season 3, or how they released Stranger Things season 4. They release it... What?
They don't release The Boys like that. Netflix is the only people that do... No. The Boys gets released weekly. 1 episode weekly. It starts with 3 episodes, and then the rest of the episodes get released weekly.
Well, I remember hearing that, like, what Netflix does is they like to release shows by season instead of weekly.
Well, see,
because they want people
The Boys,
to binge.
The Boys is Amazon. See, Amazon does shit correctly. Netflix says, fuck it, we're gonna spill our entire load on one day. Sometimes 2 if you're lucky. But, yeah.
Yeah, I hate the whole, like, on one hand I like it because it's like, oh, well, it's all here, it's all out whenever you want to watch it, but at the same time it's like, fuck, like...
When it's hour-long shows, dude, when they're all like an hour, like 40 minutes to an hour, that's when it's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Because it's... You just can't fucking do that. You don't have... Nobody has the time, dude.
Yeah. That's why fucking... Like, keep in mind, when we did the first Stranger Things, that was over... the first season 4 part, that was over a month ago. And we didn't do this as soon as it came out because we just couldn't, because we didn't have the time. So we had to literally dedicate a whole day to this shit.
And keep in mind, I'm the guy that sat through 7 seasons of The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Alright?
You crazy son of a bitch.
I'm the guy that sat through fucking goddamn every episode of The Nut Shack and every episode of Tana Turns 21.
Yep.
But I cannot fucking take this much binging. I'm sorry.
At least when we watched the whole Tana season 2, that was only like 3-4 hours. At the very least. I can't believe I'm even trying to give that credit, but at least that wasn't a whole day of dedication.
At least, I could say, even though the Nut Shack took me like a whole day because it was 2 seasons, that was with editing.
Yeah.
That wasn't just fucking watching it. That was with editing, uploading, and making sure it was fully fucking uploaded because I had to deal with fucking copyright and shit.
Yep.
That was everything in that day. That was not just fucking watching it. This was just watching it and then reviewing it. Like, it's that fucking long. And this is only 4 episodes that we watched today.
This took us longer to watch 4 episodes than it did to watch the first 5. Think about that.
And that's fucking bad. Like, I can't do it.
The finale is almost the length of 3 episodes. Honestly.
yeah, like I can't, like we thought we were drained when we were watching, doing Stranger Things, like the regular episodes of Stranger Things, like seasons 1 through 3, and then
Yeah.
doing fucking the podcast. This is a whole fucking nother level, dude.
Yeah.
A whole nother level.
That's why I said never again will I ever binge something like this ever again. I can't. I
Yeah.
can't. I am tired. I feel drained. I have a massive headache. I feel sweaty and hot. I feel like I need to fucking get off my couch. I've been on my couch for 9 hours watching this shit.
I've been on my bed for fucking 9 hours.
So,
That's the thing. I have to sleep on my bed, but I'm starting to fucking. I've been on my bed so much in the same position pretty much
yeah.
that I'm starting to feel pain.
Yeah. That's how I was through the first couple episodes because I was laying on the couch and my back started hurting. So I went to my other couch and I've been sitting there for the rest of it. And now I want to get off this couch too. So, fucking, I gotta fucking piss really bad. So let's wrap this up.
Alright, well, this is gonna make the podcast go forever. I really hope the podcast as this goes on isn't fucking like 2 hours of us talking because,
Yeah.
dear God, we might not even be able to put something else on. This might just be a Stranger Things fucking podcast and then
Yeah.
the other stuff because we're going so much, like, we've been in this party for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. So, that was your review of Stranger Things Season 4. Fucking hell. Next week is probably going to be back to wrestling review, or next episode is going to be back to wrestling reviews and whatever. Fucking hell. You won't see Stranger Things for a while if we're even still doing the podcast by then. Who fucking knows? But,
Well, either way, I feel like we should just so we do it, like, even if we're still even if we're not doing the podcast by then, we should probably still do Stranger Things.
yeah.
Because we've said we wanted to finish it, you know.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that in 2024, so we'll see you guys then for that in 2 years from now. But with that being said, thank you for watching this review of Stranger Things 4. And finally, for fuck's sake, Austin, let's get back to the fucking podcast.
Oh, God.
And fuck you, Duffer Brothers.